The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington Formalware. Thank you for supporting Dowling Catholic Sports on Iowa Catholic Radio.
And a very pleasant good evening and welcome to the Dowling Catholic High School Gymnasium as we get set for high school girls and boys basketball tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. It's Dowling Catholic hosting the first ever meeting between the Waukee Northwest Wolves. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale. I got used to saying that, Jimmy Cataldo. I mean, we had the name game a few weeks ago and I just got hammered. James, Jim, Jimmy, or the infamous L word that we use with you.
And you're being very light because there's a lot more nicknames for that.
I also offered peppers, of which you've had a very good supply of them this year with our folks that like to garden. Yes, we have the gardener as the coach. That is true. Look at Coach Guess out there, just making sure all the balls are up to snuff. You know, he doesn't trust sometimes these parochial schools, and he told me that. And he looks good in that royal blue color instead of the old purple, doesn't he?
Certainly. I mean, he's a savvy veteran. Tremendous career Coach Guess has had, and starting off the program here at Waukee Northwest.
Isn't that something?
The right guy for the right job.
He does a great job. His wife Sherry is the assistant coach. Hey, Sav. I mean, come on. You know, I mean,
he had a big win tonight.
I know. I saw. What'd he do?
He's the head sophomore basketball coach.
One of them.
One
of them. Yeah, one of them. One of many. So, Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo, Dowling Jim, Jeff Piggott is our studio producer, and we've got Dowling and Waukee Northwest, the one and only time, Jimmy, during the regular season these two teams meet. Waukee Northwest, new member of the CIML, brand new school in Waukee, and they are the 19th member of the conference, but they are not aligned with any of the divisions, so they kind of play an independent schedule, but 98% of the teams they play are the CIML teams that they'll be a part of next year. But what a group. This team split from Waukee High School last year. They won the state title. Coach Chris Guess and his wife Sherry were part of that win. That's their second state title they've won while at Waukee. Now the team split, and they carry over a couple of players from that team, Reagan Bartholomew and Abigail Jones, who are part of that group that came over from Waukee to Waukee Northwest. And they built a pretty good foundation. I told him the other day, I said, Coach, you're 9-4. You're ranked 11th. That means you're no worse than a 2 seed. And he's hoping for a number 1 seed if he can get in the top 8 in the final rankings in Class 5A girls. But just rebuilding the program. But basically, he said we just have maybe 3 people that put on a jersey last year that when they took over Northwest. So that's quite an accomplishment.
Well, it's spoken like a true veteran coach. You know, you play down your team a little bit when in fact, you know, they do have some really good girls coming out tonight. Reagan Bartholomew, as you mentioned, Abigail Jones. 2 really good three-point shooters, but certainly the focal point of the offense around Waukee Northwest is Reagan Bartholomew, leading the team with 17 points a game, is a returning starter from last year. But, you know, certainly when Dowling looks at Waukee Northwest and Coach Guess, there's one thing that comes to mind, and that's the final game of last year when Waukee High School, coached by Coach Guess and played by Reagan Bartholomew and Abigail Jones, as you mentioned, knocked out the Dowling girls in Wells Fargo to move on to win the state title last year. So, you know, certainly short memories. A lot of our the Dowling girls suited up for that game, played in that game, and so they have an understanding that tonight is a little bit of a redemption about the team that knocked them out last year.
Yeah, and due to last Friday's snowstorm, both Waukee Northwest and Dowling Catholic did not play, so both teams have been off a week. Dowling's last game was last Friday night, the game we did courtside at the Valley Fieldhouse as Dowling girls losing their first game of the year, 55-51 to the Valley Tigers in a well-played game. And Friday's game against Johnston was snowed out. That'll be rescheduled, and we'll have it here in I think it's 2 weeks from today. On Monday, January 31st, Dowling will host Johnson here at the Dowling Gym. And then the following night, on Tuesday, February 1st, they'll take on Ottumwa. So we'll go back-to-back for the first time this year. But so they've had a week off, and that presents interesting. When did you practice? Well, everybody knew they had at least a shoot-around Wednesday. Practice Thursday. And Thursday afternoon, we started hearing rumblings about, okay, they're not going to play tomorrow. So as a coach, you're trying to get a lot in on Thursday. You probably won't meet again until Saturday afternoon or Sunday, and that was the case for both teams.
And if you're the Dowling coaching staff, you want to get your girls back on the court as soon as possible. Flush the loss, first loss of the year to Valley. Valley played a really good game last Tuesday night, and see how the girls bounce back after their first loss of the year. Certainly turnovers was a big factor in that game. Some things that they were doing well throughout the year kind of caught up with them. And so as a Dowling staff, you want to get the girls back on the court as soon as possible. And then to have Friday off, you're just nipping at the butt to get back out there and play in tonight. They're going to play a really good team in Waukee Northwest.
No question about it. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo here in the pregame show, Waukee Northwest. And Dowling Catholic tonight here at the Dowling Gym. We have some fans arriving for, these Tuesday night games are kind of up and down. I didn't think we didn't have the best turnout last Tuesday, Dowling Valley. Some of that's due to weather, some of that's due to just Tuesday nights. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of activities. Friday nights, on the other hand, have been pretty busy, although we didn't find that out last Friday until we were snowed out. But again tonight, seeing these two teams and Coach Guest right now talking with head coach Kristen Meyer, Dowling Catholic. Two veteran coaches, but Coach Guest has 2 state titles. Kristen has 1 and a runner-up at Nevada, and is looking for a win, career win number 100 here at Dowling. And hopefully, if everything works out, may figure that out tonight. We'll see.
I don't think that's really coming into the equation for Coach Meyer tonight. I think the thing that she's thinking about is my girl's going to show up tonight. Are they going to play to their ability? Are they going to play the defense that we've seen throughout the year? Are they going to play the unselfish basketball that's made them so successful this year? And if it so happens and they win this game and it turns into 100 for Coach Meyer, what an incredible accomplishment in a short time here at Dowling Catholic. But certainly the win with the girls is probably going through her mind more than win 100.
No question about it. And you look at this Dowling team, and Coach Guest told me yesterday, is that Zedeker graduated yet? I said, Coach, you're just a freshman. And her grandfather was a head coach at several high schools, did a great job, and will be in the Hall of Fame. But this Dowling team, led by freshman Ava Zedeker, averaging 14 points, leads the team with 25 made threes. And how about going to the free throw line to close it out? 82% free throw shooter is Zedeker. But Emma Gipple, what a year she's had. Second in the state in Class 5A in rebounding. She's first in offensive rebounds with 71 and second in defensive rebounds with 86. But second in the state, and Gipple giving you the rebounds, double-figure scoring, leads the team in block shots, and has the team lead in 27 steals. So Emma Gipple, along with Ava Zedeker, and then the rest. A couple freshmen in the mix. Lauren Frericks, I think, has to have a big game. She had that game the first time Dowling played Valley here. She was knocking down threes. Didn't happen last week. Valley took control to her and made sure that she was identified as an outside shooter in Frericks. That's what she's got to be. She's got to become that third scorer, as does Layla Tritt for Dowling, in my opinion, for the Maroons to be successful in games like this.
Well, certainly. And the thing that makes Dowling work so well is everybody seems to know their role. And they thrive in that role. Ava Zedeker is going to be the girl that's going to try to create baskets off the dribble. Certainly a great setup shooter. You mentioned Emma Gipple. She's going to be doing the grunt work underneath the back, getting a lot of her points off of offensive rebounds, leading the state in offensive rebounds in Class 5A, as you mentioned. But certainly, the freshmen who are filling in. Layla Tritton, as you mentioned. Julia Moore is a junior, but she's done so much better as a defensive player. And junior Lauren Frericks, who's hit down some big shots. So as a team, knowing their roles, playing to the best of their ability in those roles, has been a true recipe for success for them this year.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. And we like to remind you can stay connected to Iowa Catholic Radio through our newsletter. You can sign up at iowacatholicradio.com. Well, it's Dowling and Waukee Northwest, the Wolves, and they bring a unique color scheme. I asked Coach, said, hey, what's this color scheme you guys have? And he says, well, we got, you can see the royal blue, and then we go a little bit with the black, the silver and black. The Raiders, they're eliminated from the playoffs, but that's their color scheme, and they'll be wearing their black uniforms tonight with their royal blue trim and numbers. So that's the color scheme for the newest school. Now in football, Dowling's already played Waukee Northwest, and we brought that game earlier this fall. But what a job they've done just getting the teams together. And, one big high school splitting. Remember about 8 years ago, Ankeny did the same thing back in 2013. And they did the same thing, and they've come out pretty well, too, with Ankeny Centennial. And Ankeny, now here's the other big school.
What's interesting when you have communities that split like this, especially early, is everybody tries to get some of their athletes to one side or the other, right? Get those guys and girls to one side. But then it leaves the opposite school time to gain, build a culture, build an identity, and you see a lot of success from the other school, per se, as you've seen in Ankeny Centennial. Ankeny Centennial had a lot of those athletes, draw to their school early in the year, or in their tenure, and then Ankeny Hawks coming on late in the last few years in most sports. So this is going to be a good team. The girls are going to play tonight. Reagan Bartholomew is going to be a heck of a task. But what the Dowling girls have had a lot of success doing is, if you look back at the teams that they've played, they tend to take out the top scorer of each team. And then you can go back to even Roosevelt with Ariana Jackson and the job they did with her. And so defensively, I can see Dowling doing a very tight job of playing defense on Reagan Bartholomew, frustrating her, and that's what they do. And so who else is going to step up for Waukee Northwest? We're going to find out.
We're going to take a break here in the pregame show along with Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale from the Dowling Gym. It's Dowling and Waukee Northwest. The Wolves ranked number 11 in Class 5A. Dowling ranked 5th in their latest poll last week. We'll be back with more pregame and the starting lineups here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercy1.org.
And we're back here at the Dowling Catholic High School Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, about ready for the start of tonight's game. And we'll bring you both games of the girl-boy doubleheader, Dowling Catholic and Waukee Northwest here at the Dowling Gym. Let's take a look at some of the other games going on in the CIML. Ankeny traveling to Waukee. Mason City is at Johnston. These are all girl-boy doubleheaders beginning at 6:15, so they should be tipping off pretty soon. Roosevelt is at Southeast Polk. Lincoln's at Valley. Hoover's at Ankeny Centennial. Ottumwa at Marshalltown, and East at Ames. Des Moines North has a bye tonight, and their coaching staff may be making their way across the CIML to check out some games. Thursday, the first makeup game from last Friday's snowouts. It'll be Ankeny Centennial at Fort Dodge, and that'll be a girl-boy doubleheader beginning at 6:15 in Fort Dodge. That'll begin again this coming Thursday. Let's take a look at the starting lineups tonight. First of all, for Waukee Northwest, the head coach is Chris Guess in his first year at the school. In the school's first year, his 25th year overall, he coached 18 years at Waukee High School and 6 at Ottumwa. He's assisted by his wife, Sherry Guess, and Ben Dewey and Joe Heasley. They'll start at one guard, Josie Vandekroll, 5'8" sophomore, she'll wear number 14. The other guard is Reagan Bartholomew, who Jimmy talked about, a 5'10" senior, leading scorer, averaging 17 points. Leading rebounder with 5.3, leads in assists with 3.6, and has the team lead in steals with 34, and has knocked down 23 threes. She's second on the team. She's third in field goal attempts in the state. And again, Bartholomew will wear number 24. And the at one forward will be Sadie Moss, 6'1" sophomore, averaging 10 points, leads the team in rebounds with 5.4, and in block shots with 14. Moss will wear number 34. And the other forward is Cameron Weirs. She's first in field goal percentage in the state at 60%. She's a deadeye around the basket, 6-foot senior, averaging 5.5 points. And at center, second in three-point attempts in the state, Abigail Jones. a 6'2 senior averaging 8.5 points, and leads the team with 27 made threes. So it'll be Van de Krol, Bartholomew, along with Moss and Weirs, the forwards, and at center, Abigail Jones. Waukee Northwest averaging 58 points on offense. They give up 33.2 points on defense. They're ranked 11th, and they have a record of 9-4 in Class 5A. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, Dowling Catholic. The head coach is Kristen Myers in her 6th year, 99 wins, 27 losses here at Dowling. At one guard for the Maroons, Ava Zedeker, 5'9 freshman, leading scorer, averaging 14 points, and leads the team in 25 made threes. She'll wear number 13. The other guard is Julia Moore, a 5'4 junior, averaging 7 points, 2.5 rebounds, and one of the leaders in steals with 25. She'll wear number 21. The third guard for Dowling, Layla Tritton. Tritton, a 5'8 freshman, averaging 5.5 points. She'll wear number 45. At one forward for the Maroons, Lauren Fredericks, a 5'10 junior, averaging 6.5 points. She'll wear number 25. And at center for the Maroons, Emma Gipple, who we mentioned, second in rebounds in the state, a 5'10 senior, averaging 11 points, 13 rebounds, and she'll wear number 23. So Zedeker, Moore, Tritton, along with Fredericks and Gipple, the 5 starters for Dowling, who come in with a record of 11-1. They had their 11-game winning streak snapped last Tuesday, and they're ranked 5th in Class 5A, averaging 52 points on offense, under 38 points on defense. And Jimmy, you got the keys before we go to a break.
Well, if you're Waukee Northwest, a team coached by Chris Guess, you're always going to have a solid game plan for Dowling. The offense is going to run through Reagan Bartholomew and her ability to make shots versus a very tough defense expected by the Maroons tonight. And then are they going to have an answer for Gipple on the offensive defensive rebounding? And if they do, they should be successful. For Dowling, on the other hand, how do you respond for your first loss of the year? Get back on the court and do what you do best. Play incredible defense, unselfish offensive possessions, and limit your turnovers tonight.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with the tip-off between Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Girl-boy doubleheader from the Dowling Gym here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
What is the best gift ever? Giving a Catholic education is at the top of my list. Your contribution to CTO helps families send their children to our Catholic schools who otherwise could not afford it. In giving to CTO, you receive the best tax credits ever. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Golden Rule Heating and Cooling. Since 1999, Golden Rule Heating and Cooling has been supporting customers with their rules to live by: respect, understanding, loyalty, expertise, and service. GoldenRulePHC.com.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
This is Matt Wilkham, Executive Director for Iowa Catholic Radio. Are you excited about what Iowa Catholic Radio is doing to help connect listeners to Christ? Iowa Catholic Radio is currently seeking an underwriting account manager to join our team. This is a full-time opportunity based at our network studios in West Des Moines, with some travel required. If you're interested in being a point of contact between the Catholic community and businesses that wish to partner with us, click on our website banner link for a full job description. Then email me, Matt, at iowacatholicradio.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, President of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Ryan Andrew, and I'm the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. Let us pray for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask you to bless all those involved in this athletic competition tonight. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they all show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord, amen. All holy men and women, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Dowling Catholic High School Gymnasium. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, about set for tip-off. Dowling and Waukee Northwest as the Wolves come out in their all-black uniforms with blue numbers and letters, a little white border. Dowling in their home white uniforms with maroon letters and numbers. And Jim Cataldo, we're in for a good game as we're the tip-off. Frericks battling Sadie Moss, and Waukee wins the tip, and they go left to right in front of us.
Well, you expect Waukee to be looking for perimeter shots in their three-point shooting with Bartholomew and Jones. Probably setting something up here to shoot one here at the early beginning.
They run that dribble weave. Now they fake the handoff. Bartholomew underneath. She's caught. Triple team. Finds an open player in the lane, and not handling the pass is Cameron Weirs, but it's knocked out of bounds by Dowling. I think Julia Moore had a little bit to do with that. It'll keep the possession alive for Waukee.
Early sets, they have Julia Moore guarding Reagan Bartholomew, who is arguably your best defender on the team.
Good help defense there. Bartholomew shot up and no good. It goes off for her out of bounds to Dowling Catholic, and that was good help defense that time as Moore kind of lost her in the spin move, but right there somebody to help for Dowling.
Great job by Emma Gipple coming across the lane on the dribble drive right there for the reverse turnaround and contested the shot, forcing a turnover.
Dowling with the basketball. Zedeker, Moore, Gipple, along with Layla Tritton, and a shot in the lane no good by Moore, and rebounded by Waukee. Here's Bartholomew in the front court, and a whistle, and we're going to have, an offensive foul? Nope, they're going to call it on, offensive foul on Waukee. They'll whistle Bartholomew for the foul.
Bartholomew just extending her elbow with the tight defense that Julia Moore does possess. When you extend that opposite arm to push off, they'll call that offensive foul most times.
So Dowling in the front court after the turnover by Waukee. Maroons have it. Here's Tritton with it. Waukee, the defending state champs. School split, and their head coach is over here at Northwest. There's a long three by Zedeker, no good from the right wing, and a loose ball foul on Dowling. They'll get Frericks for the reach-in foul. So Lauren with her first foul. First team foul on Dowling. Waukee with one. As we're underway with 6:45 left in the first quarter in game one of our girl-boy doubleheader as Waukee, Northwest, and Dowling. You notice the band on the knee and the leg of Reagan Bartholomew. Thought she tore her ACL in softball this year. I happened to be at the game, working the game, and she was down, and thankfully it was just a strain, so it's good to see her back. Otherwise, she would still be on the shelf. And that injury happened back in June. Now, turnaround shot in the lane. It's no good by Weirs, and rebound out to Dowling. Here's Frericks down court. Her shot up, blocked out of bounds, or rather blocked into the hands of Weirs. Nice block that time by Cameron Weirs in the hands of Sadie Moss.
Just the length of Waukee Northwest poses a little bit of problems on the dribble drive.
Corner three, up and no good by Abigail Jones. Abigail leads the second in the state in three-point attempts. Rebound out to Dowling. Here's Zedeker with it in the front court. Winds go right to left towards the south basket here at the Dowling gym. Underneath Frericks, and she's in the lane. No call. Long three, up and good by Tritton, and that is her first three of the night. Layla Tritton, the freshman.
Super job by Lauren Frericks, I believe that was. On the dribble drive when they collapsed on her, leaving Tritton wide open on the corner, and knocks down the big shot.
3-0 Dowling over Waukee, and now a shot in the lane, up and no good. Rebounded, put up and in by Moss. The basket will count, and the foul on Dowling.
Foul on Frericks on that. Her first foul of the game. Second foul of the game. Excuse me.
So Lauren Frericks picks up Dowling's second team foul and her second foul. Free throws no good by Waukee's Sadie Moss, who is a 61% free throw shooter with the miss. Dowling with the ball. A shot in the elbow, no good by Zedeker. Rebounded by Gipple, long three up and no good by the Maroons. Julia Moore, and the rebound Waukee and Sadie Moss. He's got a good look at the basket, but couldn't get the shot to fall.
Ava Zedeker's making good looks at her shot off the dribble drive right now. Not able to make them fall early. But Julia Moore certainly had an open three there with nothing coming.
A little flex cut inside and a screen and a shot up and no good. The ball on the right block to Sadie Moss. Foul from behind by Gipple, and that'll be her first. So Emma picks up foul number 1, 13 foul on Dowling, 1 on Waukee Northwest. And free throws coming for Sadie Moss. And her first free throw is good.
Ellie Olson now coming in for Dowling, replacing Lauren Frerichs with 2 fouls. Ellie Olson's done a fantastic job over the last few games, just being that rebounder when Emma Gipple goes out. But those two in at the same time should be good on the defense-offensive rebounds.
Ellie Olson, a 5'9 freshman, as you mentioned, in the lineup for Lauren Frerichs. Heller getting set to come in. Second free throw, no good. Long rebound, cleared out of there by Bartholomew. She takes the basket, her shot up and good. Reagan Bartholomew with the rebound and basket. That's her first 2 points. And Waukee with a 5-3 lead over Dowling. And now the Maroons break the press. Olson with the basket. Ellie Olson on the back end of the press breaker.
A great look by Emma Gipple to find Ellie Olson underneath the basket. Converts to break the press. And now forcing a turnover on Dowling's press.
5-second count on Waukee. And now substitutions now for both teams. For Waukee, Sadie Moss will check out. And Dowling does not go with a substitution here. So the Maroons inbound the ball. Here is Zedeker for 3. It's up, and she travels with the basketball before the shot. So they'll wipe out the shot, which was no good. It'll be Waukee basketball. With 4.5 minutes left here in the first quarter, it's tied at 5, Dowling and Waukee Northwest here at the Dowling Gym. Josie Vanderkroll now across the timeline, loses the basketball. Here's Zedeker with the steal and a blow-by in the lane, shot up and good. My goodness, what a move by Zedeker with their left hand.
Tremendous move by their left hand. Ava's just trying to find her flow in the game, has had 2 or 3 open shots, has missed them, but certainly take the rim off the basket or the lid off the basket with the layup as she did.
Waukee has Addison Steffi in, number 12, a 6-foot junior. She's on the left wing. Dowling stays man-to-man. Waukee goes with 2 players in the high post, and now attacking the glass. A shot up and good with the left hand by the Warriors. Nice move that time by Cameron Weirs.
Attacking the basket. Hard defensive effort by Dowling there, and then almost forcing a turnover, Waukee Northwest.
Tied at 7. Dowling breaks the press, and now Moore for 3. It's no good. And the rebound out to Waukee Northwest. And now here's Bartholomew. Stops the right elbow. Kicks it back out to Weirs. To Jones, rather. Now back to Bartholomew, who's guarded by Moore. That'll be a matchup we watch throughout the night. 3 team fouls on Dowling, 1 on Waukee Northwest with 3:20 left in the first quarter. Battle of top teams in Class 5A. Long 3 by Bartholomew. Top of the key, it's no good. Rebound. Gipple. Outlet pass to Tritton. She goes down quarter, shot up and good. The basket will count, and a blocking foul called on Waukee Northwest. Nice move by Layla Tritton. She wasn't affected anyway by the senior standing down there for Waukee.
5 big points by Layla Tritton in the first quarter. We talked about her showing up in big games, and we're seeing that out of her tonight.
That'll be the second foul on Reagan Bartholomew, and she'll have a seat on the bench. Tritton to the free throw line already has 5 points. Layla eyes the bucket, and the free throw good. She has 6 points to lead Dowling. 3 minutes to play, and it's 10-7 Maroons. Waukee in the front court. This is Vanderkroll with it. Right side, the pass goes to Megan Lawns, who just checked in for the Warriors. Lawns, a 5'8 junior. Now pass top of the key to Abigail Jones. Pull-up jumper to left elbow, no good. Ball slapped out of bounds off of Jones. It'll be Dowling basketball.
With Reagan Bartholomew on the bench, Waukee Northwest struggling to find the shooter in their offensive set. Abigail Jones looks pretty natural taking the ball to the basket, but very, very tough 6-foot shot in the middle of the lane.
Megan Heller in for Dowling, a 5'4 freshman. So it's Heller, Zedeker, Gipple, along with Ellie Olson in the lane. A blocking foul called on Waukee, and Layla Tritton, the 5th player. And now a blocking foul on Waukee, second time in 2 possessions for the Wolves. And this one will be on Vanderkroll, the 5'8 sophomore, with the first foul.
Vanderkroll thought she had position on that, didn't like the call, but certainly the official saw it his way.
10-7 Dowling. Dowling has the basketball. Here's Heller with it. Right side. It's a pass over to Tritton, the right corner. Tritton drives baseline, nowhere to go. Tries to leave it for Gipple. Ball slapped around. And bodies on the floor and a jump ball. Good hustle by both teams. And possession error will be Dowling with 2:08 remaining in the first quarter. Our officials tonight are Steve Russell from Polk City, Chris Reindl, and Tyler Reindl from Ankeny. Heller unbound it. She gets to Gipple, top of the key. Emma, power dribble to the right, stops the free throw line, and Dowling will set their offense against the Wolves' man-to-man defense. Haven't seen too much zone tonight, Jimmy. Probably won't. Here's Zedeker, pull-up jumper, short. And the rebound out to Waukee and Vanderkroll. Long pass down court, ball slapped around, and Heller had a hand on it, and it went out of bounds as Heller and Steffi. I think it'll be a jump ball.
All three officials did not see the hand that caused the ball to go out of bounds, so they're going to go to a jump ball here, which would be Waukee Northwest ball.
Julia Moore will check in for Dowling. As we had a stoppage in play, I think the veteran coach that he is, Chris Guess, wants an explanation. And the guy he's talking to had really no angle. He just said, hey, the ball was slapped around. We didn't have best angle here. It looked like it went off of Dowling, but Waukee Northwest with the ball with 1:45 remaining. They inbound the ball, and they pass on the perimeter. Steffi over to Vanderkroll, who's guarded by Heller. Right side the pass goes to Vanderkroll. They lob it underneath. The ball stolen away and went off the foot of Waukee Northwest and Megan Lawns. It'll be Dowling basketball.
It just Dowling makes it real hard to feed the post when they got backside help like they're supposed to. They're fronting the post player, and that time you see that Waukee Northwest forced the ball in and forced a turnover.
Zedeker in the front court. Dowling with the ball, leading by 3. Here's Tritton with it, who's guarded by Abigail Jones. Now over to Heller. They try to post up Gipple, can't do it. Nice defense by Waukee Northwest. Here's Zedeker. Can't find the seam. Leaves it for Heller with a minute to play in the first quarter. Dowling 10, Waukee Northwest 7 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadil alongside Jimmy Cataldo. Heller over to Julia Moore. Moore dribble drives in the lane. Her shot up and it's blocked, and a foul called on Steffi of Waukee Northwest. And there'll be 2 free throws coming for Julia Moore.
Strong take by Julia Moore on the left side of the basket, which is her dominant side. And when she gets the ball on that wing and sees that opening, she has to just love to look.
Moore, one of the team leaders in steals on this Dowling team. First free throw up. Hits the back iron and rolls off the rim. No good. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Mercy One. And you can listen to Iowa Catholic Radio anytime at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app, and through the Iowa Catholic Radio Alexa skill. Second free throw for Moore is short. Ball slapped around, and Moore gets her own rebound. So she goes 0 for 2 with an offensive rebound. Now the ball poked out of bounds. They double team Moore in the corner. It'll be Dowling basketball.
It's interesting that Waukee Northwest brought it in. Reagan Bartholomew with two fouls, hoping that they'd get a rebound there for an offensive set for her.
And now Bartholomew has to be careful because she's got 2 fouls and now on defense. Here's Zedeker for 3 off the rim, no good. Gipple with the rebound as she out-hustled Weirs to the ball and puts the shot up and good right over Weirs. How about that?
Well, there's Emma Gipple. That's the work that she does for this team, is that grunt work, getting offensive rebounds and finding her points off of offensive rebounds as she did there.
Gipple's first basket, and it's 12-7, Dowling by 5. Bartholomew with it, playing with 2 fouls. We got traveling called on Abigail Jones at the top of the key. Abigail, second in the state in 3-point attempts, leads this Waukee Northwest team with 27 made 3-pointers and commits the turnover. And Dowling will have the ball. A little offense-defense here as Josie Vanderkroll re-enters the ball game, and sitting down will be Reagan Bartholomew with 2 fouls here, Jimmy.
Watching Coach Guess, coach during the game is pretty entertaining. I mean, he's such a good coach, and how he gets an understanding with the officials. And then the whole time he's setting up an offense-defense.
It's theater, and now Waukee draws their first charge of the night, and Gipple tries to go to the hole. And a great job that time by Waukee Northwest. Now Emma Gipple with her second foul, so she and Frericks will have 2 fouls. And she will check out of the lineup. Ellie Olson returns to the Dowling lineup.
I believe that was Weirs who took the charge on that. And that time she had great feet, great square defense on that.
Now half-court shot of the buzzer by Waukee Northwest is no good by Josie Vanderkroll. We've come to the end of the first quarter. with the score. Dowling Catholic 12, Waukee Northwest 7 here in this girls contest. We'll be back with the second quarter in 1 minute, along with Jimmy Cataldo and Mark Amadale here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a Young Catholic Minute.
How can I know the Bible is true?
There was once this really smart guy named St. Augustine of Hippo. That's right, Hippo. He said, "I would not believe the gospel if the authority of the Catholic Church did not move me to do so." He learned that the Bible was true in the same way that we learn most things. Someone he trusted told him. Most people have not split an atom. No one alive saw the Battle of Thermopylae nor has ever set foot on the 16 moons of Jupiter. But we believe in these because someone who knows better than us has told us about them. St. Augustine knew that the Catholic Church was founded on the apostles, who had died horrible deaths rather than deny that their friend Jesus Christ was God, risen from the dead and present in the Eucharist. And that living witness made him believe, as it did for the Gentiles, for every Christian in history, and it will do the same for you. For more, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
And we're back here at the Dowling Catholic High School Gymnasium here in West Des Moines. Beautiful day in central Iowa. Temperatures are low 40s. Some of that snow melted, but we're under a deep freeze. We'll have below zero wind chill through the next couple days. As right now, Dowling leading 12-7. We start the second quarter. The Maroons had the first possession. On the baseline, a shot by Lauren Frerichs, no good. And rebound out to Waukee Northwest. And alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, we'll get you the first quarter statistics here. We get a break as Waukee now in the front court. Dowling stays man-to-man. It's Zedeker, Frerichs, Moore, Tritton, and Olson, the five on the floor. Underneath, a shot up and no good. Well defended by Frerichs, as a shot by Bartholomew couldn't fall.
Great defensive effort by Lauren Frerichs on that with the help. Because she had Reagan Bartholomew had position on Julia Moore, posting her up with her size and strength. But Lauren Frerichs coming across the lane to block the shot was a big defensive play for the Maroons.
Waukee Northwest 1 for 3 at the free throw line in the first quarter. Dowling was 1 for 3 at the free throw line in the first quarter. Julia Moore 0 for 2, and Sadie Moss 1 for 3. That's how that kind of shaked out. Layla Tritton 1 for 1 at the line. As we approach the 7-minute mark, Dowling by 5. That was our quarter score. The Maroons have the basketball. Here's Tritton with it. Top of the key to Julia Moore. To Zedeker, now on the baseline. Here's Tritton. Out to Zedeker for 3. Up, good. Well, she didn't hit her first 3 or 4, Jimmy, but she hit her first 3 of the night in the second quarter.
It's just a matter of time that Ava gets that shot to fall down. But the confidence of a young freshman to continue to shoot when she's open, and that's what you want if you're Coach Meyer.
8-point lead for Dowling, 6.5 minutes remaining, second quarter. It's 15-7 Maroons. Waukee Northwest with the basketball. This is Abigail Jones. Dribble handoff goes to Cameron Weirs as the Wolves do their dribble weave. Now out to Bartholomew, who's playing with 2 fouls and guarded by Julia Moore. That's kind of been the matchup tonight. Waukee's leading scorer, who's going to play softball at Miami of Ohio. And now here's a steal by Moore, the interception by Moore, and Julia will take it down for an uncontested layup and a timeout Waukee, and that is what Coach Guest does not want to see. Some miscommunication between Bartholomew and one of her teammates.
Yeah, it's certainly. I mean, the frustration of Reagan Bartholomew not having Weirs move on the offensive end, certainly caused the uncontested turnover there.
Take a look at our first quarter statistics, Jimmy. Again, Dowling and Waukee both 1 for 3 at the free throw line in the first quarter. What do you have for some numbers?
So first quarter as a team, Dowling from the field 4 of 8, 50%, and went 1 for 5 from the three-point arc for 20%. Rebounds, Dowling 7 and just 1 turnover. Waukee Northwest first quarter 3 of 7 for 42% from the field, 0 for 3 from 3 during that quarter. 7 rebounds by Waukee Northwest, and then a total of 6 turnovers in the first quarter. I had Emma Gipple with 6 out of the 7 rebounds for the Maroons, and that certainly is what you would expect from the second leading rebounder in the state in 5A.
Yeah, she was first in offensive rebounds with 71, and second in defensive rebounds with 86, and second overall in rebounds in the state. That's tremendous, and She might be approaching another double-double night. You never know.
It's just a huge effort. She's just been a huge effort girl, and being a senior last year of high school basketball, that's what you'd love to see.
Dowling on a 5-0 run to start the second quarter. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, sponsored in part by Dental Associates, Construction Professionals, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. And a reminder, you can follow Iowa Catholic Radio on Twitter and like Iowa Catholic Radio on Facebook. Mark Amadale joined by Jimmy Cataldo tonight here in the girls' game. Steve Deviney, tan and all, coming back from South Florida. He'll join me for the boys' game tonight, which we'll have on Iowa Catholic Radio. Lob pass underneath by Vanderkroll, and she led her teammate a little too far. It goes out of bounds as Sadie Moss couldn't handle the pass.
They're just trying to feed the post. Sadie Moss has great position, but yet the Dowling help defense on the backside is causing the problems of the entering the post pass.
All right, Dowling dribbles across the timeline, leading by 10, their largest lead of the night. On the baseline is Emma Gipple on the right block. Now underneath, gets it to Olsen. Her shot up and good. Where did she come from? Ellie Olsen out of nowhere has her 4th point off the bench.
Taking advantage of opportunities, and Ellie Olsen hasn't seen a ton of minutes, but when she does get in, it's impactful minutes for her.
Good help defense is Bartholomew in the lane. Her shot off the glass, good. Reagan Bartholomew, what a nice move, and that is her 4th point of the night.
It's tough right now for the Maroons because they're playing with 2 fouls with Emma Gipple, so she's not able to play very tough defense, but you don't want to pick up your 3rd, so she just stood there, tried to draw the charge. Reagan Bartholomew shot over her, nice running jumper.
Maroons turn the ball over as they get across the timeline, trying to get the ball to Tritton on the right baseline, and tipped out of bounds, went off with Tritton. So Waukee with the basketball. Here is Addison Steffi with it. Rotates the ball to Weirs, top of the key, now right side, over to Bartholomew. She drills it inside as they can't get the shot by Jones. She kicks it back out. Lawns for 3, top of the key, no good, and it hits the guy wire out of bounds to Dowling. So the Maroons hold Waukee to a one and done there once again.
But watching Waukee Northwest, and they're just trying to get the ball to their shooters when, in fact, they got open shots. And it's hard to sit there and look for a shooter, and all of a sudden you see your open shot and try to take it. No rhythm in the legs.
Waukee's now in a zone here, Jimmy. As underneath, going through the zone is Gipple, and she draws the foul. Took the ball at the left elbow, went down the right side of the lane and drew the foul. Falls on Lawns. That is her first foul. Team foul number 5 on Waukee. 4 fouls on Dowling here in the first half. And Gipple to the line. First free throw good. Emma with 3 points tonight. Tonight's game on the Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Second free throw is good. 21-9 Dowling. Gipple 2 for 2 at the free throw line, has 4 points. And substitution for Waukee as Sadie Moss will check in for Addison Steffi. I don't think Coach Guest liked the shot from Steffi at the top of the key at that last possession. Be like having you shoot. He says, "Now we got other shooters in the team." That's just my opinion. Here's Bartholomew in the lane. Her shot no good. Rebound, Gipple. Well, am I close to being correct?
Pretty close, but at least I'm going to shoot rhythm shots.
Oh, I know that. You're going to shoot. They're not going to be in rhythm. That might be awkward, but we have some very talented ladies and young men that'll be doing that on the floor tonight in the big court here at Dowling. Under 4 minutes left here in the second quarter, 21-9 Dowling. And now here's Tritton on the baseline, try to wraparound pass to Moore, and the ball is stolen away and tipped away. Here's Bartholomew with it. Her pass stolen away by Olsen, and Dowling back with it, so both teams trade possessions.
Great job by Ava Zedeker picking up Bartholomew, the shooter, outside the three-point arc. And Reagan had nowhere to go with it, but tried to push the ball into the middle, and nobody was there to take it.
See how Dowling attacks this 2-3 zone. You don't see a whole lot of zone by Coach Guest teams, but when you're only have a short bench and you have foul trouble, you've got to sometimes play zone. Now underneath Moore, her shot up, good. That's how you break a zone. Take the ball at the elbow, and Moore with the left hand and scores. That is her 4th point.
It's just attacking the zone, and that's what Julia does. And Dowling doesn't see a whole lot of zone, and so watching them run their offensive sets, a little atypical, but great job by Julia Moore attacking the basket.
All right, here's Bartholomew with it, still guarded by Moore. Gets in the high post to Abigail Jones, kicks it back out. That is Weirs with it. Now back to Bartholomew. Now they set a ball screen for Bartholomew, and an illegal screen on Waukee. That'll be on Sadie Moss, her first foul. She tried to set a high post screen. It stuck the knee out to try to defend Julia Moore cutting through.
Bartholomew's looking for help. I mean, Julia Moore's playing great defense on her so far this game, and so they get a high post pick on her, and just looked a little unorthodox on the pick. Dowling forcing the offensive charge.
So the Maroons lead by 14 with 2.5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Reminder, Clay Thielking, the Dowling boys basketball coach, will join us here at halftime previewing the Dowling Waukee Northwest boys game. Waukee Northwest ranked third in the latest AP rankings that came out today. And here's Zedeker in the lane, and she gets loose from the right side and shoots and scores her 7th point of the first half. It is 25-9. Dowling by 16.
You look at the distribution of points for Dowling right now. It's really, everybody's contributing right now, and that's what we talk about this team: the unselfishness and everybody contributing to the success.
All right, Neray Barnes in the lineup for Waukee Northwest, 5'6" junior, and she has the ball go off her hands out of bounds as she set up for a corner three from the right side in front of the Dowling bench. It'll be Dowling basketball with 2:05 remaining in the first half.
You see Bartholomew going to the bench here with 2 fouls, and you can just see the frustration in her face, and that's just what Dowling has done to each leading scorer throughout the year.
Yeah, defense will do that. Now Dowling throws the ball away. Going down court is Moss, and now we've got a whistle and a foul to get the ball to Barnes, and Neray is fouled on Dowling, and it'll be Layla Tritton with her first foul.
Team foul number 5 for the Maroons, so won't be a 1-on-1 playing off the sideline.
Fredericks will come out of the Dowling lineup and replaced by Emma Gipple going in with 2 fouls. 25-9 Dowling. Now shot at the free throw line. Good by Waukee Northwest. Nice shot that time by Sadie Moss.
It's a shot that Gipple's been giving up all night, and she's playing so deep in the lane. Nobody's really taken advantage of it yet, but a wide open free throw line shot by Moss.
Here's Moore with it for Dowling in the corner to Zedeker for 3. Up good! Corner 3 from the right side. Ava Zedeker. And she now has 8 of her 10 points here in the second quarter. And the Maroons' lead is now 17, 28-11. And now a turnover by Waukee Northwest on their
11
during her half-court offense.
11 turnovers for Waukee Northwest in the first half, and it's a stymie defense that the Maroons play, and they force the turnovers.
Again, both teams have had the week off after playing last Tuesday night. Didn't play Friday due to the foot of snow that we received Friday into Saturday morning here in central Iowa. So teams had a full week off and fresh legs and opportunity to put some new stuff in. Here's Zedeker, works the right block. Here is Gipple with it. She's cut off. The pass over to Moore. Too strong, and it's stolen away by Waukee Northwest and Megan Lawns. In the front court is Neray Barnes with it. Back to Lawns for 3. Up, off the rim, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds to Dowling with 31 seconds remaining. So see if the Maroons can hold it for 1. Of course, next year we'll have the shot clock, which they have not established how many seconds that'll be in high school. 30, 35, 40. But they'll have one.
I'd love to get Coach Guess's take on that and how that changes what he does.
You don't need it. He does not need it. Maybe you need it maybe in the last 2 minutes of a tight game at the half or at the end of the regulation or in overtime. Seen too many teams hold the ball, which makes it atrocity at times. But, yeah, it'll be good. Here's a shot up and good coming off a ball screen. Zedeker, and she has warmed up 12 points here in the first half. What a shot by Ava Zedeker, and it leads Dowling. Maroons up 19, their largest lead here at the half, over Waukee Northwest. Dowling 30, Waukee Northwest 11. Jim Cataldo, the Maroons defense has transitioned to their offense. And Zedeker hit 1 field goal in the first quarter. She hit, 4 in the second quarter. 2 of those were 3. She got hot along with the rest of the Dowling team.
And she did get hot. And a lot of what she's doing, she's creating her own shots off the dribble, which, is what you want out of your team is create the shot off the dribble. If they come and they collapse on defense, somebody's going to be open off the corners, which the Maroons do find their shooters quite often. But Ava Zedeker is finding her open shots, and she's knocking them down here in the second half of this first half, where she struggled early, kept shooting, and has found her rhythm.
Zedeker leads away for the Maroons in the first half with 12 points, 6 points for Layla Tritton. And then 4 points each for Julia Moore, Emma Gipple, Lauren Frerichs did not score. And off the bench, Ellie Olson with 4 points as Dowling leads at halftime by the score of 30-11 over Waukee Northwest. We'll take a break and come back with head coach Clay Thielking, the Dowling boys basketball coach. He has joined us, and we'll talk to him after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard someone say that we should stop opposing things like abortion and homosexual unions because there's simply nothing we can do about it? You can't prevent that stuff, it's inevitable, so just accept it. Well, G.K. Chesterton says the other word for inevitability is impenitence. We have let ourselves be dominated by the notion that there's no turning back. This idea is rooted in materialism and the denial of free will. Now, this modern refusal to undo what has been done is not only an intellectual fault, it is a moral fault also. It is not merely our mental inability to understand the mistake we have made, it's also our spiritual refusal to admit that we have made a mistake. Want more than a minute? Chesterton.org.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel, 90.9 FM KLOX Creston.
And we're back here at the Dowling Catholic High School gym. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo. Halftime of the girls contest, Dowling Catholic 30, Waukee Northwest 11. So 5th-ranked Dowling leading 11th-ranked Waukee Northwest in the girls contest. I'm joined by Clay Thielking, the boys basketball coach at Dowling Catholic. Coach, thanks for joining us. Hope you got all dug out in your neighborhood. I know it's been a tough few days, but to go a week without a game, you're kind of used to this. You had this right before Christmas, and you had a week off before that. Played Southeast Polk, then had 2 weeks off, and now you had another week off. You get a lot of time off.
Yeah, it was good. Blessing in disguise, really. We've had some injury and a little illness going around. Kind of, probably like most teams. So to have the extra few days was really needed for us. But we're ready to get back at it. It's a big test tonight, obviously. So it doesn't get any easier, that's for sure.
No, it certainly doesn't, Coach. I know you're looking to get at it, and you're taking on a Waukee Northwest team for the one and only time during the regular season. We don't know what's going to happen in postseason play, but this is a team that split from Waukee High School that won the state title in 4A last year, and Price Sanford was one of the starters on that team, but Kate Kelderman came off. These two lead this team, but Coach really spoke highly of Grant Tiggis. He's doing all the intangibles. The young forward, 6'3" sophomore forward, does all the intangible, but he told me, he says, now take it easy on us. You know, we only have 3 people that dressed for varsity last year, and Sanford and Kelderman were 2 of them. The other one, who was hurt, played kind of intramural ball when he got healthy. That was Cade Rounds, but they didn't have a whole lot of players, so you feeling sorry for them? Oh, by the way, they're ranked 3rd today in the AP ranking that came out.
No, they're doing all right.
I
don't feel bad for those guys.
Well, Coach, you look at the last 3 ball games you had, Urbandale, Waukee, and Valley, and you know, being at those games and seeing your teams are you're showing great glimpses of great basketball. 2 quarters, but we haven't put together the full 4-quarter game. That has to be a little bit frustrating for you as a coach. But what is your message to your kids as you watch film and you see how well they play when they're down and certainly when their back's against the wall, and sometimes they come out red hot and they go cold later in the game. But what's been your message to your team as you look over the film?
It is frustrating, and we're at a point, I mean, we talked about being inexperienced and things of that nature, but we're in the middle of January, so we can't use any of those excuses anymore. I mean, we've got to be better. I think inconsistency is a sign of underachieving, and we've got to be better. They're frustrated too. It starts and ends with me as the coach, and we watched a lot of film after that Valley game and had a good discussion as a team as to how we're going to fix some of these things, and I hope we see progress. You know, you're right. We'll play one good half and one pretty bad half, and that's not a good pattern in our league. You're not going to be successful doing that. We got to be better. You know, we just got to figure it out, and we got to do it in a hurry because it's going to be a lot tougher starting this week.
Your offense does go through Drew Morrow. You know, certainly he's found his frustrations in his shot when you're going up against some of the lengthier kids where he can't penetrate to the basket as he normally does, so he's settling for more outside jump shots. But who do you look to step up in the scoring column, or who do you need to step up in the scoring column as Drew can't get to the basket as he would like?
All those guys, you know, we need Charlie and Carson to step up. They've shown glimpses, but again, it's a consistency thing. I think we get sped up a little bit. We focused a lot on those guys playing off 2 feet and when they penetrate, and I think that kind of opens up a lot of things that they just haven't been patient enough to allow to happen. But you're right, it's a team effort. I think we can get more out of our post players offensively. It's a lot of guys. But you're right. If we're leaning heavily on Drew, it's just not going to be enough. That's too much to ask of one kid.
We're visiting with Clay Fieldking, the Dowling boys basketball coach, as they take on Waukee Northwest in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Currently, the Dowling girls ahead at halftime, 30-11. And you know, Coach, you talk about matchups, and I know you're going with like a 10-player lineup. I know you want to get that whittled down to what you're comfortable with. When you were coaching in Colorado, 7 or 8, depends what presents itself. But as you mentioned with Jimmy, some of that has to be who has the best consistency, whether it's a small lineup, big lineup, and you're kind of looking for that. And I'm sure you look in practice, and practice sometimes doesn't transpire to the big court on Tuesday and Friday nights. But, you know, you've seen some different lineups. You've shuffled some different lineups, some of it by foul trouble sometimes. But your thoughts on, you know, getting that right lineup? I know you're looking for it.
We are. We're still tweaking things. We'll give Pettis a start tonight. Jalen's, I think it's clear his effort has to be rewarded, and I don't know if it's going to affect his overall minutes, but we'll throw him in with that starting bunch tonight. And you just don't know, like different combinations can spark different things. And so we'll see. But yeah, we're still searching. We're still searching for those answers and looking for consistency from the starters, from the guys off the bench.
All right.
And always tweaking, and so hopefully we find that tonight.
And health, I know everybody's kind of dinged up. That week off, you got some kids that we saw like Drew Morrow. Jimmy thought it was cramps. I thought it might have been tweaked his ankle again like he did over Christmas. But you got little bumps and bruises, kind of like football. You always have to kind of live with them. But your thoughts on the health?
Yeah, we're banged up a little bit. Couple of, Charlie's been a little bit sick. Carson's got a back thing going on, and so it's okay. We're going to be fine, and it might be a blessing in disguise where we got to limit those guys a little more early, and they might have a little more left in the tank late. So nothing that all teams are dealing with that kind of stuff. So we just have to manage it and keep our eyes on it and be smart with how we use those guys.
Coach, appreciate you visiting with us pregame. I had to bring him back to the girls' game. He was 0-2.
I did you no favors.
0-2 sitting with me, and we can't have that. So.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
Coach Fieldking, thank you, and best of luck against Waukee
Thanks,
Northwest.
Guys.
All right, Clay Fieldking join us here at halftime. We'll take a break, come back. It's Dowling girls 30 and Waukee Northwest 11 at halftime. We'll be back with the second half and the start of the second half here at the Dowling Gym after these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
60 Seconds with Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen.
What is the first reflex thought that we find in sacred scripture of God? Not the first description of him creating the world, but the first thought that he has about himself. Open Genesis and you will find it. Let us make man. Think of it, as if God could not exist without man. God does not need man to complete himself, to fulfill a need, but he needs man as a kind of a gift. He must have someone to whom he can show his love. The first monologue that we touch in sacred scripture is the monologue of God thinking about man. And what are the first dialogues in scripture? The first question in scripture is God saying to man, Adam, where art thou?
The people you know and trust are on EWTN.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym as we're underway here in the second half alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. 30-11, Dowling with the lead. Underneath, Waukee gets the ball inside, and a shot up and no good by Josie Vanderkroll from the right block, but she drew the foul. The foul will be on Dowling, and it'll be on Ava Zedeker, her first. And the first team foul of the second half, as the Maroons leading by 19 at halftime, which was their largest lead over Waukee Northwest. And the first free throw up and no good by the Wolves, and Vanderkroll, who was held scoreless in the first half for Waukee. Sadie Moss leading the way for the Wolves with 7 points in that first half. 4 points for Reagan Bartholomew, battled foul trouble, had 2 fouls. Cameron Weirs with 2 points. And now a steal by Waukee, as Vanderkroll's second free throw was good. And now a reverse layup, no good by Bartholomew. Ball loose on the floor, bodies on the floor, and they're going to call a jump ball. And possession arrow will be Dowling. And Jim, you're still totaling things up. I'll let you go as we total up our first half statistics. Sometimes those halftime interviews get in the way of our keeping stats here. So Sadie Moss leading Waukee Northwest with 7 points at halftime. Reagan Bartholomew with 4. Cameron Weirs with 2. Josie Vanderkroll did not score. We've got traveling on Dowling on Maroon's offensive possession. And let's see. So 3 of the 5 starters scored. The other 2 did not. So that's been the kind of game it was for a Waukee Northwest in that first half. Abigail Jones did not score either. Now here's Bartholomew for a 3 from the right wing. No good. Rebound Zedikerts. 30-12. Dowling with the lead, as we've only had 1 point scored in this third quarter, and that was by Waukee at the free throw line by Vanderkroll. Frericks with it. Dowling with their starting lineups. The same. Here's Frericks in the corner for 3, and it's good. Left corner 3 by Lauren Frericks. That's her first 3 of the night.
Extremely deep in the corner by Lauren Frericks. The ball looked like it was up in the air for 3 full seconds, and big hit by Lauren Frericks in the second half.
So you're equaling her shot to hang time by a punter. Is that what you're trying to do, Mr. Football Coach?
I used to shoot those rainbow shots, and a lot of those times it's a good rhythm shot.
Says the guy who blew out his Achilles and coached 1 year with a little robot tricycle, whatever they call it, mini tricycle, robot tricycle. Now Waukee with the ball at the free throw line. Shot up and no good. That's Sadie Moss with the miss. Rebound Frericks, and Dowling. Another rebound by
Gipple.
Not Frericks. Here's Zediker with it. Tries to go down the lane. Can't. Gets it out to Moore. She reverses it. Left wing. This is Frericks. Her shot up and short. Battle for the rebound. Gipple. For Tritton. Her shot up, blocked, and a foul called on Waukee, as they're going to get Sadie Moss with the foul. She must have got arm instead of ball, and Moss will pick up her second. Now, Jimmy, go ahead with our first half statistics.
First half statistics, Dowling 9 of 14 from the field, 64% strong shooting by the Maroons. 3 of 7 for 42% from the three-point line. 9 total rebounds for the Maroons, 5 turnovers. Gipple ended that first half with 7 of those rebounds. Waukee Northwest, they finished the first half 5 of 11 for 45% from the field, and 0 for 5 from the three-point arc is Waukee Northwest. 8 total rebounds, 11 turnovers. Big key to Waukee Northwest's demise in the first half.
Well, Layla Tritton goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. She now has 7 points, and now inside, and that is Bartholomew's basket is good. That's her 6th point of the night. She came in averaging a little over 17 points a contest. 34-14, Dowling by 20. In the lane, Zediker with the shot. It's no good. They can whistle for the travel. As she took the extra step, and the wave off the basket that went in.
Waukee Northwest coming out with a full court trap press, which when you're down 20, you got to find different ways to force turnovers, and that time they did.
Yes, they did, but they can't trade baskets. If you're going to make a comeback, you've got to do it on the defensive end, and that's what Waukee's done thus far here in the third quarter, is Waukee and Dowling. And now underneath, a shot from the left side, no good by Sadie Moss. Ball slapped around, and Moore comes away with it. Bodies on the floor, including Moore. And what do we got? A timeout, Dowling. So Kristen Meyer calls timeout. Chris Guest said, hey, don't you have to have possession of the ball to call timeout?
That ball wasn't moving around. It was in the far corner from our vantage point. But Julia Moore must have came clear of it during that scrum.
And it'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Dowling 34, Waukee Northwest 14. First ever meeting between the two schools as the newest school to the CIML and to Waukee Northwest. The Wolves and their royal blue with silver and black and a little bit of white border are their school colors. And Waukee with 5:07 left here in the third quarter. Waukee Northwest trying to mount a comeback here, Jimmy.
Well, they're going to have to knock down some of their threes. They come in to this ball game shooting a lot of 3-point shots. Just tonight they can't find one to go down. But if they're going to come back in this game down 20, 5 minutes left in the third quarter, they're going to certainly have to knock down some of their threes.
Now steal by Waukee as they strip Zedeker the ball in the inbounds play. A long three up and good. That's Abigail Jones, second in the state in 3-point attempts, and she drains it.
And that was at least 5 feet away from the 3-point arc. Abigail Jones, something you expect out of her being such a strong 3-point shooter.
And the Maroons running the court, and a great pass underneath, and a shot up and good by Layla Tritt, and the basket will count and a foul on the Wolves, and that'll be on Reagan Bartholomew, her third.
Number 3 on Reagan. I can't imagine Coach Guest going to the bench to take her out, needing her scoring input.
And Tritton with her 9th point, trying to make it 10, and she does. 10 points for Layla Tritton, the Dowling freshman. Who made that great pass to Tritton? Was that Zedeker?
It was Zedeker, and
okay.
that's what she's been doing.
Corner 3, up and good by the Wolves from the right side, and that's Megan Lawns off the bench. That's her first 3 points tonight and her 10th 3 of the year. 37-20. Dowling lead is now 17. It was 20 at one point. Now another turnover by the Maroons. They try to attack the glass. Ball stolen away by Addison Steffi off the bench. Wolves now has it, and here is Bartholomew for a long 3. It's no good. Rebound comes out to Abigail Jones, and the Wolves will reset. As we approach the 4-minute mark, a long 3 up and no good off the back iron by Jones. Rebound Zedeker.
On this offensive set, I think Dowling's going to do better, working the ball around. Don't try to force passes into the middle as they have the last 2 times down.
Zedeker for 3 in the corner. It's up and short. Wall slapped around, and Tritton comes away with it. Back to Zedeker. She'll launch another 3, and she travels before she shot. The old bunny hop that she's going to have to get out of her mechanics. And it'll be Waukee Northwest basketball, rather. Dowling leading by 17 with 3:44 remaining.
Turnover number 6 for the Maroons here in the third quarter. Certainly not what you want to see, being up 17 points.
Here's Bartholomew to the basket. Her shot up and good, draws the foul. The basket will count, and the foul on Dowling. And here comes the Wolves' comeback. Foul will be on Julia Moore, her first. And Bartholomew with the basket and an and one possibility here, Jimmy.
Well, the Maroons just have to have a little bit more patience on the offensive side. Make sure every possession is key. And Maren Heller coming into the game here, who's been a very, very solid point guard for the Maroons throughout the season. Haven't seen much out of her tonight, but expect her to take a lot of control with bringing the ball to the court.
Lauren Fredericks will check out, and Maren Heller will check in. So smaller lineup, Zedeker, Moore, and Heller, the 3-guard lineup. And the free throw is good, so the and one good by Bartholomew, and she now has 9 points. And it's 37-23, Dowling with the lead by 14. That 20-point lead is evaporated. Zedeker's pass knocked out of bounds, and that was Bartholomew. And all of a sudden, Waukee Northwest starting to get and read Dowling's passing zone.
You're starting to feel that momentum shift a little bit. Waukee Northwest doing a great job playing the passing lanes, forcing, as I mentioned, 6 turnovers right now for the Maroons. Just need to be a little more content on their passes. Don't force anything, and just work for a good shot.
All right, here's Zedeker with it. Pass from Heller. So it's Heller, Zedeker, Julia Moore, along with Emma Gipple and Layla Tritton, who now moves into a post from Magruder. Now Moore around her defender. Her shot up and no good with the left hand on the right side. Rebound comes out to Waukee. Here's Bartholomew in the lane. Her shot up and no good. Hangs on the rim. The putback up and no good. The follow-up by Addison Steffi, and she draws the foul, and free throws coming for Waukee Northwest. It'll be on Julia Moore, her second foul, and team foul number 3 on Dowling, Jimmy.
Well, Reagan Bartholomew is making things happen for herself, taking a very strong basket, strong put up at the rim, just couldn't finish.
We'll take a full timeout with 2:56 remaining. Here in the third quarter, it's Dowling Catholic 37, Waukee Northwest 23. Back to the Dowling gym for the continuation of this Class 5A girls matchup here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thought of the Day with Monsignor Frank Bagnano.
Often people wonder how to pray. Jesus taught us the Lord's Prayer. we are speaking to our good God. Prayer also is listening, because if it's real communication that we have with God, then we have to give God a chance to speak or to inspire us, to heal or guide, inspire, forgive, help. This requires silence. Yes, silence. It is said that silence is the language of God. Mother Theresa told her sisters, make sure that at least half of your prayer time is spent in silence. This will bring you closer to Jesus. It's not what we say, but it's what He is saying that matters. Dialogue is a two-way street. Prayer is a two-way street. And that's today's thought of the day.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym. Glad you could join us on Tuesday night. High school girls and boys basketball from the Dowling Gym. Mark Amadil, Jimmy Cataldo, as a free throw up and no good by Addison Steffi, and the ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to give it to, looks like Dowling.
Turnover number 7 by the Maroons there.
They're going to give it to Waukee Northwest underneath their own basket, 37-23, Dowling with the lead, but their 20-point lead has dwindled. Now Bartholomew on the baseline, her shot up and short, gets her own rebound, and stolen away by Julia Moore. And now we got a jump ball called, and possession arrow will be Waukee Northwest. Maroons led 12-7 at the end of the first quarter and outscored Waukee Northwest 18-4 in that second quarter. Dowling led 30-11 at halftime, and now it's 37-23. Waukee Northwest inbounds the ball. They get it to Addison Steffi. She has it on the right wing, guarded by Emma Gipple. Up top it goes to Natalie Gallagher, who's in there in the lineup now for Waukee Northwest. Now a corner three, up and good. Gets the good old bounce, Addison Steffi does. And that is her first 3 points of the night.
Sometimes you got to be lucky rather than good. And got a heck of a shooter's bounce, hitting the rim twice and going in.
Dowling with the ball. Here's Heller across the timeline. Marin Heller off the bench to Zedeker. Maroons have both their point guards in, along with Julia Moore, Layla Tritton, and Emma Gipple, the 5 and the 4. Here is Moore. Pull-up jumper, no good off the backside. Fight for the rebound and tipped in the hands of Bartholomew. She gets the ball in the front court to Abigail Jones. Wolves have it. Now the pass by Megan Lawn, stolen away by Julia Moore. Her shot up and block, gets her own rebound, gets in the corner to Zedeker for 3, and she travels again.
Just not getting her feet set. Open look for a three-point shot, but the little hop set has been forcing a turnover.
There's your veteran coach over there, Chris Guess. He planted a seed with the referees, saying, that little girl that shoots for Dowling, that Zedeker girl, 5'9" freshman. Watch the bunny hop, and they have. She's been called on it. Okay, Waukee Northwest with the ball. A shot no good from three-point range. Nice rebound that time by Natalie Gallagher, but she traveled with the ball. And turnover back over to Dowling, as the lead for Dowling has now dwindled to 11. It was at 20, and now to 11, with 1:23 to go in the third quarter. Dowling 37, Waukee Northwest 26, and full court pressure here, Jimmy.
Well, this is what you expect. They've been forcing turnovers so far by the Maroons, and that's what you're forcing right now in the backcourt.
Now they get it to Gipple across the timeline, maybe at the 8-second count of the 10-second backcourt, and now Zedeker with it. And it looks like Waukee Northwest will stay man-to-man as they come out beyond the arc to guard the Dowling guards. Here's Zedeker with it between the circles to Heller. Left wing, three-point line extended. Waukee still man-to-man. Here's Tritton on the dribble weave. Goes to the left side, can't find an opening. Final minute of the third quarter, Dowling by 11. Zedeker looking for help. Gets it to Heller. Heller in the lane. In the corner goes to Zedeker. Can't handle the pass, and she'll dribble out of the corner. Inside to Gipple. She gets it to Zedeker, and 3-second called on Gipple. The basket was good by Zedeker from 3, but they'll wipe it out as Gipple couldn't get out of the lane after having the ball in the lane for a moment.
A little bit frustrating night for Emma Gipple, doing a tremendous job on the offensive defensive rebounds, but just really hasn't found her offensive way into this game with only 2 points. She's getting the ball down into the paint, but 3 girls are collapsing down on her.
Waukee Northwest, a chance to cut the Dowling lead into single digits. Be the first time since early in the second quarter that has happened. 37-26 Maroons, final 20 seconds of the third quarter. Team fouls, Dowling with 3, Waukee Northwest with 2. Maroons stay man-to-man. With it is Abigail Jones in the corner to Bartholomew, who's guarded by Moore. Long 3 coming, in and out, no good. Ball slapped around. Tritton has it with 5 seconds in the back court to Zedeker. Ava can't get the shot off before the end of the quarter, so we have come to the end of the third quarter here at the Dowling Gym. The score, Dowling Catholic 37 and Waukee Northwest 26, alongside Jimmy Cataldo and Mark Amadale. And we want to thank Jeff Piggott, our studio producer, back at Iowa Catholic Radio Studios. And we'll return with the fourth quarter in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
And we're back here at the Dowling Catholic High School Gymnasium alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, bringing you the fourth quarter in this top matchup in Class 5A. Waukee Northwest Wolves, they're ranked 11th with a record of 9-4, and Dowling Catholic 11-1 and ranked 5th. And the Maroons open up with a three-pointer top of the key by Ava Zedeker to start the score, and that is her 15th point of the night and her first points of the second half, Jimmy.
Pretty smooth shot by Ava Zedeker there. Had a high post pick off her defender and then found an open range shot, and it looked smooth.
So Julia Moore just picked up a foul as Waukee Northwest dribbled in the front court. Moore, who's been guarding Bartholomew all night, has her third foul. 14 foul on the Maroons, 2 on Waukee Northwest. The Wolves with the basketball. In the corner is Abigail Jones. Pass on the right block to Natalie Gallagher, and now she's trapped, throws it away, and Tritton with the steal. All the way down court, Layla Tritton's shot no good. Gipple with the rebound, and she's double-teamed, gets the ball out to Julia Moore, and the Maroons will reset. Good hustle by Dowling, 40-26 Maroons. Here's Frerichs with it. Over to Zedeker. Ava dribbles out of the right wing to the top of the key to Moore. Julia working the right side. Gets to the Tritton to see if the Maroons take some time off the clock here. Here's Tritton coming off a ball screen in the corner for Frerichs. Her shot no good. And a foul called on Gallagher as looks like Emma got shaken up there. She got hit.
Offensive rebound.
Midair. And the foul is on Vanderkroll. They're going to call the foul on. I thought it was Gallagher. So Vanderkroll with her second foul. Third team foul on Waukee Northwest. Dowling 40, Waukee Northwest 26. Just underway here in the fourth quarter from the Dowling Gym. Waukee Northwest outscored Dowling 15-7 in that third quarter. Now Zedeker gets loose on the right side. Her shot up and good. That's her 17th point and her 5th in the second half. Long three coming by Waukee Northwest. It's no good by Abigail Jones. Out of bounds to Dowling.
Ava Zedeker's certainly finding her way to the basket. She's finding open shots right now. Certainly having a hot night shooting for the Maroons.
And look at some numbers going through three quarters, Jimmy, real quick.
So Dowling in the third quarter went 1 for 5, struggled with the turnovers for 20%, went 1 for 2 from 3, and then Waukee Northwest 2 of 8 from the field in the third quarter and 3 of 7 from 3. Hit some shots, 3 to get themselves back in the game a little bit. Certainly getting Dowling's heating up offensively to pull away here in the fourth.
It was all Waukee Northwest in that third quarter as they outscored the Maroons 15-7. Now Dowling with the basketball after a Waukee miss. And Frerich's shot in the lane is blocked out of bounds, but a foul called on Steffi, Addison Steffi with her second foul. And at the free throw line, Lauren Ferricks, who has 3 points tonight, make it 4. First free throw is good. Second one coming. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. Ferricks' second free throw no good. Offensive rebound, Dowling and Layla Tritton. Maroons run the dribble weave. Tritton down the lane. Her shot up. It might have been partially blocked. No good. Gipple with the offensive board. In the corner to Zedeker. Her three-pointer up and off the back iron. No good. Rebound Waukee Northwest and Abigail Jones.
Great offensive possession for the Maroons. Had 2 really good looks.
No question. Now Waukee Northwest in transition. A three-pointer up and no good. Foul on the loose ball. And a loose ball foul on Dowling. It'll be on Gipple in her third. 5:42 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Reminder, Dowling and Waukee Northwest are scheduled to play next in the boys contest. We'll have it here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Waukee Northwest, Bartholomew inbounds the ball, partially blocked the ball by Tritton, but Waukee Northwest gets the ball back. And in the lane, a shot off the glass, good by Bartholomew. The basket will count and the foul on Dowling. It'll be on Layla Tritton, her second, and Bartholomew to the free throw line. That is her 11th point.
Northwest is just finding ways to get Bartholomew the ball, seeing that she's just been the only true scorer for them tonight with 11 points.
And the free throw, no good. Rebound ripped out of there by Gipple. Now Gipple has the ball slapped away and picked up by Jones. Nice job by Jones. Corner 3 up, no good. Weak side rebound, Vanderkroll. And Waukee Northwest with another possession, but a steal by Moore. Julia Moore, another steal, and now flips it in the backcourt to Zedeker. And Dowling with the basketball. In the front court, here's Julia Moore. Julia down the lane with the left hand. Layup good as she split the 2 defenders. All 5'4" inches of her split the 2 Twin Towers.
Just doing the little things tonight, Julia is, and staying out of foul trouble. Just a hard effort game by Julia Moore.
Now here's Bartholomew for a shot just inside the three-point line, right wing. It's no good. Left it short, and rebound Dowling and Zedeker. Now bodies collide. It'll be Dowling basketball as Zedeker collides with Bartholomew and Vanderkroll as they start to double-team the Maroons in the backcourt.
Finding ways to get turnovers. The Maroons have 10 turnovers in the second half. But, they're converting on the offensive side when they can break the press.
Dowling with 3 timeouts remaining. Waukee Northwest, 4 timeouts remaining. The Wolves playing their little scramble defense, and now a dangerous pass by Zedeker, but Moore retrieves it. In the corner it goes to Ferricks. Her three-pointer up and in and out, no good. And the rebound, Abigail Jones. Out of Bartholomew. Bartholomew in transition, puts up a shot up and good. The basket will count and a foul on Dowling. Another strong move by Reagan Bartholomew.
So strong of a take to the basket by Reagan Bartholomew. Well in control of her shot, forces the foul and converts the shot.
Fouls on Ava Zedeker. That'll be the second foul on the Dowling point guard. 17th foul on the Maroons. 14 fouls on Waukee Northwest, and the and one is in and out, no good. Ball slapped around, and it'll be off of Gipple as poking the ball away was Josie Vanderkroll, and we'll see a timeout, a 30-second timeout by Dowling. We'll keep it here with 4:21 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling 45, Waukee 30 here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, along with Construction Professionals and Dental Associates. And a reminder, you can listen to Iowa Catholic Radio with Alexa. Say, Alexa, set the Iowa Catholic skill. Then ask, Alexa, open Iowa Catholic Radio anytime you want. I do that. Say Alexa with the dog, and she goes and finds the man cave. She
I
is
hope
scared
I
of.
didn't turn mine on.
She is scared of Alexa. So just let it. All right, enough of that. Coach, what do you got?
Good timeout by Coach Marr. Getting her team reorganized. Talking about shot selection. We working some of this clock down. 4:20 in the fourth quarter, up 15. Work some of the clock after this defensive possession.
All right, Waukee Northwest inbounds the ball. They get it down on the right block to Sadie Moss, and she travels with the basketball. She was, Emma Gipple guarding her, but she had help defense surrounding her, and she traveled with the ball, as sometimes happens. And Waukee full court press looks like it's man-to-man here as Moore throws it in for the Maroons. To Tritton, back to Moore. And now a backcourt foul on the Wolves as they have a few fouls to give. That'll be the 15th foul as Megan Lawns picks up her second. And the 15th foul on the Waukee Northwest Wolves. Maroons will inbound the ball. 3/4 court. In the back court it goes to Zedeker. Haven't seen Heller in, so Julia Moore staying out of foul trouble. May get to finish the game. We've seen Marin Heller finish many of these games, and now Moore nearly lost the ball, poked out of bounds. And it goes off of Dowling's Lauren Frericks, so turnover against the Maroons.
Just a little bit of a panic possession by the Maroons, and just need to play defense.
In the lane, a shot by Bartholomew. It's no good. Ball slapped out of bounds as Sadie Moss was going up with Frericks and Gipple, and it went off of either Gipple or Frericks. It'll be Waukee Northwest basketball underneath their own basket. There's Moss with it. Top of the key it goes. This is Megan Lawns playing catch in the perimeter with Bartholomew. Lawns with it. Back to Bartholomew. Left wing guarded by Moore. 3-point line extended. You know they want to get the ball in Bartholomew's hands, and they do. Right in front of Coach Guest and the Waukee bench to our left. Here's Bartholomew behind the back, down the lane, cut off, stops, shoots, and missed everything. Ball safe from going out of bounds, but stepping on the baseline is Natalie Gallagher with an offensive rebound, but she stepped out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball. So an exchange of basically not turnovers, but empty possessions for both.
You just can't say enough of the defensive effort Julia Moore's having on Bartholomew tonight. Just playing really hard, contesting defense, and certainly has been a difference in the game here.
Here's Zedeker in the front court. Guarded by Gallagher, down the lane, shot good. What a move by Ava Zedeker. 19 points, leading all scorers tonight for the freshman for the Maroons. She had 2 points at the end of the first quarter and has put 17 points up since. And now here's Bartholomew in the lane. Her shot up and no good. Shot it with the left hand. Maroons made her change from her dominant right hand to the left and left it short. Rebound Dowling, and here's Moore in the front court. Julia now a blocking foul on Waukee Northwest. That'll be on Bartholomew. That'll be her fourth. And free throws coming for Dowling. This will be a 1-and-1. That's the seventh. Oh, let's see. 16th foul on Waukee Northwest. The Maroons will inbound the ball. With 2:34 remaining here in the fourth quarter, 47-30, Dowling with the lead. We've been kind of stuck on that score for a few possessions each. Zedeker with it. Guarded by Bartholomew. Ava. Pass the ball right side to Frericks. Waukee trying to overplay the passing lanes. And here's Moore with it, guarded by Bartholomew. Julia dribbles into a double team. It'll be a jump ball. It'll be Waukee Northwest possession.
Certainly not the play that Julia Moore wanted there. She dribbled into a defender when, in fact, she had Ava Zedeker sitting on the sideline looking for the pass.
2:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading by 17. The largest lead for Dowling tonight was 20 points early in that third quarter. Wolves with it. Here's Megan Lawns. They switch. The left wing goes to Vandy Kroll. Back up top. As they reverse the ball to Sadie Moss, they work the right side. This is Lawns with it. Nothing inside. It's 5 out, nobody in. And now dribbling baseline, putting up a shot off balance, no good, is Moss. Rebound Dowling. That's not the shot Coach Guest would like to see his team take.
Well, right now, Northwest is just struggling to find an offensive shooter other than Bartholomew. It just seems they're playing four girls.
And you watch Reagan, she's gassed.
Yeah.
She's been out there a lot, playing through foul trouble. Now, foul on Vandy Kroll. That'll send Zedeker to the free throw line for the front end of a 1-and-1. Third foul on Vandy Kroll, and the 17th foul on Waukee Northwest. Dowling with 17 fouls also as we're in the final minute 25 of the fourth quarter. First time these two teams have met, and the only time this year they'll meet in the regular season. Free throw no good. That kept Zedeker from getting 20 tonight. Rebound Waukee Northwest. Here's Bartholomew with it in the front court. To Lawns. Now to Vandy Kroll. They work the left side. Here's Lawns with it in the lane. Tries a pass inside. It's stolen away by Dowling. She tried to get the ball to Sadie Moss, and the Maroons right in the passing lane again, Jimmy.
You look at the frustration of Northwest. 30 points on the night. When you average 58 points a game, it becomes so frustrating. But It's a testament to the defense that this Maroons girls team has been playing all year.
No question. Waukee Northwest giving up an average of 33 points a game. Dowling gives up an average of just under 38 points. So two defensive-minded teams, and the score may and could reach 50 with free throws. 47-30 Dowling, and Waukee Northwest has went scoreless for quite some time. As a whistle and a foul on Abigail Jones. That'll be her first foul. 18th foul on Waukee Northwest. Yeah, they have been scoreless for quite some time, Jimmy. Bartholomew with two quick baskets in the fourth quarter, and that's it. Now, free throw, no good, and we got traveling on Dowling on Gipple on the rebound. So Zedeker missing the front end of a 1-1 once again, keeping her from 20 points, sitting on 19. 35 seconds remaining. Dowling by 17. Reminder, the boys' game to follow. We'll have the girls' post-game show, and then we'll start the boys' pregame show. Steve DeVenny, welcome back, Steve, from South Florida. Here's Wolves for three. Bartholomew, it's up no good. And rebound Dowling and Tritton. And that may do it with 15 seconds remaining. Zedeker has to get across the timeline in 10 seconds, and that should do it. 47-30, it looks like that'll be our final score. Dowling with the win tonight as Zedeker gets away with the double dribble while she fist bumps her Waukee teammates from the Summer League, and it's 47-30 is the final. Dowling outscoring Waukee 10-4 in the fourth quarter to win it, and the Maroons now move on with a record of 12-1 and 5th ranked in Class 5A. Waukee falls to 9-5, and they're 11th ranked in Class 5A. Alongside Jim Cataldo, Mark Amadale, as we will total up the numbers in this contest and come back with some of the scoring and some of our shooting percentages throughout the night. Again, the final, Dowling Catholic 47, the Wolves from Waukee Northwest 30. And alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale, back with the postgame show after these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Isn't all truth just relative? I mean, you have your truth, I have mine.
Whoa, dude, what are you doing?
I'm gonna jump off this bridge, man.
You'll die.
No, I won't.
What, don't you believe in gravity?
That old superstitious nonsense? No way. Whee!
There are some things in life that aren't a matter of opinion. And just as in the physical world there are some things that are above debate, like gravity, there are things in the spiritual world that are just as true. And because human beings are physical and spiritual beings, every action that we take has physical and spiritual consequences. That's why things like the Holocaust weren't just dirty and disgusting, but because of the spiritual reality of God's creation, they were actually evil, regardless of what the Nazis thought. So we can't just dismiss the teachings of God's church as fine for some people, but not for me. That's just not the way that reality works. For more, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel, 90.9 FM KLOX Creston.
And we're back here at the Dowling Catholic Gymnasium. Final score in game one of our girl-boy doubleheader. It was Dowling girls 47. Waukee Northwest Wolves 30. The one and only time these two teams will meet. And it was the first time these two teams have met since Waukee Northwest was the brand new school that started this fall here in Central Iowa. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo here on the postgame show. Congratulations to Coach Kristen Meyer. Win number 100th while in her tenure here at Dowling Catholic. And yeah, you're right. She wasn't focused on that. I was focused on that maybe more so than anybody else. But congratulations to Coach Meyer. It's hard to believe this is her 6th year. I remember her first year. My goodness. And all the other coaches before her. John Wilkinson, Bob and Sharon Hansen. It's been quite a ride. And congratulations to Kristen and the Dowling girls. Their 12th win of the year, Jimmy.
Certainly have had our fortunes of having some great girls coaches here. And congratulations to Coach Meyer on her 100th win. And feel like I saw her first 50 being a parent and a fan, but she has this team rolling tonight and throughout this season. And the question was how are the girls going to bounce back after their first loss to Valley, and what is just a tremendous defensive effort. Getting back to what they do well. Julia Moore's defensive effort on Reagan Bartholomew was well, it's really words can't describe, because she's smaller than Reagan. She's not as strong as Reagan, but she moved her feet. Her effort was just outstanding, holding Reagan Bartholomew to 13 points tonight. And in a time when Northwest was looking for offensive players, and Reagan Bartholomew was the only one really moving around to get her shots, and Julia Moore just did a tremendous job. And you add Gippel's efforts on the rebounds, and Ava Zedeker's offensive output was tremendous. And some unlikely girls stepped up tonight. Layla Tritton hit some shots early and a few late in the game. But just an overall tremendous team victory by the Maroons.
And one of the keys, Dowling had an 18-4 second quarter. They were up 30-11 at halftime. But here comes Waukee Northwest. Third quarter, they come back. They outscore Dowling 15-7. But the Maroons hold the Wolves to 4 points in the fourth quarter. 2 early field goals by Bartholomew. And, Jimmy, that was it. The Wolves went 0 for 2 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter, and they just couldn't get shots to fall. And the Dowling defense really just kind of, took that to heart. What happened in the third quarter, they took it to heart in the fourth quarter and they forced Waukee Northwest 2 leading scorers, Reagan Bartholomew with 13 points tonight, and Abigail Jones with 1 3-pointer. That was in the third quarter. That was it. There's 16 points, and a team that averages nearly 60 points a game held to just 16 tonight.
You noticed it with about 3 minutes to go in that fourth quarter. You see Bartholomew just gasping for air at every stopped possession, and you can just see how she was just physically drained trying to move to get open during offensive sets, and just couldn't bring that effort to the defensive side. So when 4 girls are looking around for a shooter, and Bartholomew was the one moving around trying to get those shots, tremendous defensive effort by Moore. You can see where the Maroons clamped down in the fourth quarter, forcing Northwest into a very challenging night.
Well, it certainly was. Let's take a look at some of the scoring in tonight's contest. I know, Jim, you got some of the unofficial numbers from the field, but we'll start with Waukee Northwest. They fall to 9-5 under head coach Chris Guest in his first year at Waukee Northwest. They're ranked 11th in 5A. They were led by Reagan Bartholomew, had 4 points at halftime, and she finished with 13 points as she went 1 for 3 at the free throw line. Sadie Moss, a 6'1 sophomore, with 7 points for Waukee Northwest. And then rounding out scoring for the Wolves, Megan Lawns off the bench with 3 points. Addison Steffi off the bench with 3 points. Abigail Jones came in averaging just over 8 points. She finished with 3. And another starter, Cameron Weirs, finishing with 2 points. The Wolves, talk about the shooting performance, though you're going to talk about that here in a moment, Jimmy, but Waukee Northwest 3 of 10 at the free throw line tonight. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons had 2 players in double figures. They were led by Ava Zedeker with 19 points. She had 12 points at halftime, finished with 19, as she went 0 for 2 at the free throw line tonight. Layla Tritton, the other freshman for the Maroons, 10 points. She had 6 in the first half and finished with 10. And then 6 points for Julia Moore, 4 points each for Emma Gippel and Lauren Frericks. And off the bench, Marion Heller did not score for the Maroons tonight. And Ellie Olson off the bench with 4 points. And those were 4 big points when Frericks and Gippel got into foul trouble in that first half. Olson came in with some rebounds and 4 points of scoring, and she finished with 4 points. Dowling finished in 3 of 7 at the free throw line. And, Jimmy, you got to look at some of the final numbers.
Sure do. Dowling went 13 of 24 on the night for 54%. Really good shooting night for the Maroons. 5 of 12 from the three-point arc, 41%. 35 total rebounds for the Maroons. And out of those 35 rebounds, I have Gippel down for 20 of the 35 rebounds tonight. She doesn't hit her double in points and rebounds with just 4 points, but a 20 rebound output by Emma Gippel is a tremendous night for her. For Waukee Northwest, going 9 of 26 from the field, just 34%, and three-point arc struggled there, 3 of 18 for 16%. Total rebounds for Northwest, 26, with 17 turnovers. I also have the Maroons for 17 turnovers as well. So you look at a night where Waukee Northwest averages 58 points a game, and the Dowling Catholic Maroons hold them to 30, holding their leading scorer to 13. It's if Coach Marr would want to write her script of her 100th victory, I think this would be something that would be extremely satisfying to her, just based on the overall team effort defensively and rebounding, scoring altogether.
All right, Jimmy, thanks for being a part of this tonight. We'll talk to you Friday night. Dowling hosting right here at the Dowling Gym. Southeast Polk, 15th ranked Southeast Polk in the girls game. And we'll have it 6 o'clock this Friday night. Hopefully there's nothing on the horizon with weather other than real cold weather, and we can live through that. But we'll see you Friday.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate looking forward to Friday night and looking at this tan young man,
Isn't that something?
Coach Davini.
Oh,
I'm envious.
Yeah, I am too. Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy Cataldo, my broadcast partner. And we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with game number 2, the boys' game. And I want to remind you, for Waukee, they travel to Ames this Friday for a girl-boy doubleheader beginning at 6:15. Again, the final in the girls' contest, it was 5th-ranked Dowling defeating Waukee Northwest 47-30. Dowling girls now 12-1 on the season, and Waukee Northwest falls to 9-5. We'll take a break. Steve Davini, tanned and everything, joins me for the pregame. We'll pregame the boys' game here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
What is the best gift ever? Giving a Catholic education is at the top of my list. Your contribution to CTO helps families send their children to our Catholic schools who otherwise could not afford it. In giving to CTO, you receive the best tax credits ever. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Golden Rule Heating and Cooling. Since 1999, Golden Rule Heating and Cooling has been supporting customers with their rules to live by: respect, understanding, loyalty, expertise, and service. GoldenRulePHC.com.
And welcome back to the Dowling Catholic Gymnasium alongside Steve Davini, Mark Amadale, as we begin game 2 of our girl-boy doubleheader. Dowling and Waukee Northwest, the inaugural basketball game. The only time these two teams will meet this regular season is Waukee Northwest kind of playing an independent schedule within the CIML. They're part of the CIML, but they're playing some teams from all divisions. And tonight, the one and only time, they're going to play Dowling Catholic. Never know about the postseason. And Steve Davini, welcome back. Glad to see you. And as Jim Cataldo raved on your tan, you look great after spending a few weeks in South Florida. I want to say special thanks to Scott Babinat, the former girls assistant coach, to Kristen Marr, who, by the way, got her 100th career win here at Dowling tonight.
I heard that, yeah.
And Coach Babinat, we want to thank him for stepping up and sitting in on the girls' game, and we moved Jimmy over to the boys. So welcome, my friend, and we're going to have NBA night coming up, and you're one of the coaches. I think some of the teams that you coach in NBA, and that's the youth 7th and 8th grade group at Dowling.
Yeah, that'll be
looking forward to having you back, Stephen.
That'll be this Friday. Yep. That'll be this Friday.
Yeah, certainly will. Well, you look ready. I apologize for all the snow you had in your driveway when you came back.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
But you were forewarned. You leave, you might have some snow.
Right, yeah.
But we got a foot of snow last week. And as you know, Steve, games were canceled Friday night, so the last game these teams that play tonight, in the girls and boys, was last Tuesday night. Dowling's game at Valley, and on the boys' side, the Maroons on the verge of getting blown out. They were down 20-some in the first half, came back and made a game of it. They had it down to 6 in the fourth quarter before free throws and ball possessions and losing by 12 on the road at Valley. So
yeah,
a pretty good performance by this Dowling team. We're still trying to find the right chemistry. They come in with a record of 3-6 under first-year head coach Clay Thielking, and Waukee Northwest in their first year, a record of 10-1, and moved up in the rankings. They are now ranked 3rd in Class 4A as of today.
Okay. Yeah. No, I heard about the Valley game. Wasn't here to watch it in person, but saw some stuff on Twitter. And Coach Thielking said they just got off to a kind of a miserable start, and they hadn't been practicing, evidently, real crisply leading up to that. So every coach would tell you, right, you play how you practice. And
so true.
Yeah. So we'll hope for better results. I was planning on staying in Florida for about 3 weeks, but after Jimmy went 0-2 on the radio, I decided I had to get back early.
He's taking some grief over that too.
I'm teasing.
We brought that up. I think we brought it up Friday night or Tuesday night at the as we were courtside. You know, we sit courtside at Valley, and we brought that up. And I said, what are you doing giving Coach O'Hare, who's on his first year on the varsity bench sometime, are you writing plays down that don't work? You can't use football plays because you play with 11 in football. We only play with 5 in basketball. And they weren't working either. So we had that thing going, Steve.
Well, Coach Cataldo has had just a wonderful run as the Dowling sophomore football coach. I mean, he's really does a great job getting those kids ready for Tom Wilson's varsity experience. And at the sophomore level, just like the freshman level, part of it you want to win, but the other part of it is you're trying to develop players. And there's nobody better than Jimmy Cataldo at doing that.
Does a super job. We also know there's other games going on in Central Iowa in Division I men's college basketball. Iowa State, 15th ranked, on the road at Texas Tech tonight, ranked 18th, 15-18. They tipped off at 7 o'clock, so Steve DeVinny – they tip off at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
That'll be in 15 minutes, so I expect reports out of you
That's a tough
during
place
the second
to play.
half.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, and they're having a great year. Iowa State 2-3 in conference play, and Texas Tech 3-2. We also had a swim meet going on over here. Number one Waukee and Waukee Northwest, the blended program in Waukee schools, taking on 10th ranked Dowling in the Mark Crouch pool, and that started at 5:30. Haven't got a score. Got a buddy over there whose son is going to swim at the college level. Haven't got a score from him yet, so we'll have to find out what's going on. But it's got a lot of activities going on tonight here, Stephen.
Yeah, no, it's great to have the swimmers. You don't always see the same high school with the swim meet going on as the hoops team. So
no, you don't.
That's unusual, but makes for a good atmosphere between these two schools tonight.
All right, other games going on. These are all part of the girl-boy doubleheaders. Ankeny is at Waukee. Mesa City travels to Johnston. Fort Dodge at Urbandale. Roosevelt at Southeast Polk. Lincoln is at West Des Moines Valley. Hoover's at Ankeny Centennial. Ottumwa at Marshalltown. And East at Ames. And Des Moines North has the bye tonight. And one of the makeup games from Friday night will be played this Thursday. Ankeny Centennial traveling to Fort Dodge in girl-boy doubleheader. So that's what's on tap. We'll take a break here in the pregame show. Come back with starting lineups. It's Dowling and Waukee Northwest here at the Dowling Gym alongside Steve DeVinny. I'm Mark Amadale, and we'll come back with lineups after these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever noticed that most modern philosophies are very dark and depressing? As G.K. Chesterton says, most people in our world today have been forced to be happy about the little things, but sad about the big ones. But that's not the way we were meant to be. We were meant to be joyful. Sadness is only an interlude. Praise should be the permanent pulsation of the soul. The Christian is able to deny himself immediate pleasures because there's great joy and fulfillment inside him. The pagan must constantly seek after pleasure because there's great sadness and emptiness inside him. Joy, which is the small publicity of the pagan, is the gigantic secret of the Christian. Let's share the secret. Want more than a minute? Visit our website, chesterton.org.
And we're back here at the Dowling Catholic Gym. Starting lineups being introduced by Denny O'Grady, the PA announcer here at Dowling. It's third-ranked Waukee Northwest boys and Dowling Catholic. Let's take a look at the starters for the Wolves at Waukee Northwest. Their record's 10-1. They're ranked third on the latest Associated Press poll that just came out. They'll start at one guard, Cade Kelderman, a 6'1 junior, averaging 18.5 points and 6 assists. He leads top in the state in assists. He'll wear number 2. The other guard is Henry Manning, a 6'1 junior, averaging 11.5 points. He'll wear number 15. At one forward would be Cade Rounds, 6'4 senior, averaging 3 points and 4 rebounds. He'll wear number 24. And the other forward would be Grant Tigges, a 6'3 sophomore, averaging 8.5 points, 6 rebounds. Tigges will wear number 25. And at center, the lone holdover and starter on the state championship team last year, Price Sanford. Sanford, a 6'7 junior, averaging 28 points, 11 rebounds, leads the team with 22 steals and 32 blocks. He'll wear number 21. So it'll be Kelderman, Manning, along with Rounds, Tigges, and Sanford for Waukee Northwest, averaging 73.5 points on offense, giving up 55.4 points on defense. Brett Watson in his first year as the head coach. He came from Indianola, previously at Creston and at ADM. He's assisted by J.R. Engel, Iowa Hawkeye from Indiana, and former Dowling assistant David Combs on the bench for Waukee Northwest. Kent Henderson and Aaron Mager round out the coaching staff. And now for Dowling Catholic, the head coach is Clay Thielking in his first year. The Maroons will start this lineup with a record of 3-6. One guard, Carson Brown, who's battling a back injury. Carson, a 6'2 senior, averaging 8.5 points, 5.5 rebounds. He wears number 2. The other guard is Quincy Ferguson, a 5'9 senior, averaging 2.5 points. He wears number 4. The third guard is Drew Marr, Dowling's leading scorer. And the Maroons win the tip. Carson Brown tracks the ball down. A foul in the back court, or in the front court, rather, on Grant Tigas, and free throws coming for Dowling. Wow, just like that. Drew Morrow is the third guard. Charlie Stewart at 1 forward. And getting the start tonight, Jalen Pettis at center instead of Mata Brua. Pettis, a 6'3 senior, averaging a team lead in 6.5 rebounds. And free throw line is Carson Brown to start the game here, Steve DeVinny.
Yeah, Carson just beat the three Waukee players to the loose ball, ended up underneath the hoop.
And that was set up by Pettis' tip. And now the second free throw no good. So the Maroons go 0 for 2 to start the game at the free throw line. And Waukee Northwest now in the front court against Dowling's man-to-man. In the corner it goes to Grant Tigas. Tigas, Rounds, Sanford, Kelderman, and Manning, the 5 and the 4 for Waukee Northwest. Dowling staying straight man, now coming off a ball screen. This is Kelderman, second leading scorer on the team. Leaves it for Manning for 3. It missed everything. The ball goes out of bounds to Dowling. So good defense in the Maroons' first defensive set.
Yeah, very, very good defense.
Steve, I'm not sure who was guarding Sanford, but that'd be something to watch tonight in Dowling's matchup.
That's Charlie Stewart. He's going to have his hands full. Yep. I mean, anybody would have their hands full, right?
Well,
I mean, Sanford's just a good player.
Underneath, a shot off the glass, good. It's Jalen Pettis with the first basket of the ball game by Dowling Catholic. The Maroons lead 2-0.
Like you said, this might be Jalen's first start of the season.
Oh, it is. It is his first start. He comes off the bench, averaging 5.5 points, 6.2 rebounds, which leads the team, but he gets the start tonight. Now, a corner 3 up, missed everything. It's no good by Grant Tigas, and a rebound out to Dowling. Here's Quincy Ferguson in the front court. Leaves it for Carson Brown. Step back. Pull-up jumper. Good. Burns out to a 4-0 lead. And Carson Brown with a nice step back just inside the three-point line, Steve, on the left baseline.
Yeah, as you said, had him on the dribble and then pulled back. Excellent move.
Now underneath, a shot up and good. That's a strong move by Price Sanford. He almost got triple teamed that time. And
he got bumped. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't maybe call a foul, but
and now
good strong move.
Charlie Stewart makes a move to the basket, and the ball's deflected nicely by Henry Manning and goes off of Stewart's leg, out of bounds to Waukee, and a turnover against Dowling. Our officials tonight, they did the first game, Stephen Russell, Chris Reindl, and Tyler Reindl. Waukee Northwest, and now going out of bounds as tracking the basketball down was Grant Tigas, and he falls into the Dowling bench, and they help him up. Very good show of sportsmanship, as I would expect nothing less. 4-2 Dowling. Girls game won by Dowling Catholic, 47-30 over Waukee Northwest in the battle of top 11 teams. Now here is Drew Morrow, a fall-away jumper, no good from the right wing, 17 feet out. Waukee Northwest with the rebound in the front court. Sanford guarded by Stewart with some help. Sanford spins in the lane. And a shot blocked by Quincy Ferguson, but a foul called on Quincy as he was one of 2 players giving help defense to Charlie Stewart and guarding Sanford.
I think they called it
on Pettis.
Yes, 42. I think that's right.
So Jalen picks up the foul. In his first start tonight, it's Carson Brown, Quincy Ferguson, Charlie Stewart, Drew Marl, and Jalen Pettis, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. Free throw up and good by Price Sanford.
I think the Northwest team free throw percentage is close to 80%. It's a very, very good shooting team.
79%. You are spot on there, Mr. DeVinny. Second free throw good. Sanford with 4 points, comes in averaging 28.2 points a contest. Maroons will have their hands full.
He's been extremely unselfish with three or four passes already trying to get other kids shots.
Yeah, he averages 3 assists a game. And now here's Pettis. Try to do an inside pivot and does. A shot up and it's short. Good defense that time by Cade Rounds, who had the assignment on Pettis. Now in the lane, a shot up and it's short, and a foul called. Tigas to the line.
I think that'll be Ferguson on foul. Yep.
So Quincy picks up the foul. That's his first. Team foul number 2 on Dowling with 5:15 remaining here in the first quarter. We're tied at 4, Dowling Catholic and Waukee Northwest.
Yeah.
The boys contest.
Very aggressive team off the dribble, Northwest is.
First free throw good by Grant Tigas. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, sponsored in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Dental Associates, and Construction Professionals. Second free throw by Tigas, up and good. Waukee Northwest takes its first lead. They lead by 2, 6-4 over Dowling at the 5:10 mark of the first quarter. Here is Drew Morrow coming off a dribble handoff. Now Carson Brown to lane, layup good. Carson Brown to the hole from the left side, little reverse layup there, and he's got 4 points.
Yeah, he's really, really rounding into basketball shape. Early in the season, you didn't see him do as much of that.
Now we've got a whistle and a foul called. It might be on Drew Morrow.
Huh.
We'll see. That'll
My
be
gosh.
on Drew, his first.
They called Drew for a kick. He ran out to close out the shooter.
Yeah, if he kicked the ball, that's just a dead ball, and they award it to the. But he must have did something before the kick out. Now here's Kelderman, second leading scorer, who's guarded by Carson Brown for Waukee Northwest, excuse me. The Wolves, as they're known. Peyton Sanford now, or Price Sanford was double teamed, got rid of it. Corner 3 up and no good by the Wolves. Rebound Dowling. Here's Quincy Ferguson in the front court. And now a long 3 by Morrow's good. Drew Morrow right in front of the Waukee Northwest bench. Hits his first 3, his 22nd 3 of the year, Steve.
Yeah, the most consistent outside scorer for the Maroons is right back at his good habits.
Yep, shooting 40% from the field. Now underneath, beautiful pass. Layup is good with the left hand by Waukee Northwest, and Cade Rounds got the beneficiary of that pass.
Yeah, Sanford. He just making everybody else better. He's a tremendous player.
Now here is Carson Brown, a little spin move in the lane, and a shot off the glass, good.
He's been terrific early, hasn't he?
Cade Rounds kind of bid on that, and
terrific.
Carson with 6 points here in the first half. Dowling's lead is now 3.
They just can't stay in front of him.
Now a long 3, up and good by Price Sanford. That is his 7th point. And it's tied at 11, Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Maroons with their offensive on their offensive possession, right to left towards the south basket. Here's Quincy Ferguson, and he's going to whistle for the travel. Tried to jump stop and slipped.
Good move.
May have slipped on the right block
Excellent
area.
Move. As you said, came to a jump stop, short a ball fake, reverse pivot, and they called him for a walk. And Coach Steelking, talking to the official about it, maybe didn't think the travel was there.
He thought he had 1 foot set, but didn't. And now Waukee Northwest a chance to retake the lead underneath Sanford. His shot's blocked by Carson Brown. Help on the weak side on Charlie Stewart. Here's Dowling the other way. Drew Morrow in transition, goes to the basket, puts down his shot off the glass. Good. He went right around Kelderman for the basket.
Yeah, in traffic. That's a heck of a finish because he was tightly guarded all the way to the rim.
8 points, or rather Drew Morrow with 4 points, excuse me. Check that, 5 points. There we go. 5 points for Morrow. And now a shot by Waukee Northwest, no good by Sam Johnson, who just checked in. Dowling the other way. Shot off the glass, good by Morrow. The basket will count.
Wow.
And Drew will go to the free throw line. The foul is on Cade Kelderman, his first.
Coast to coast for Morrow.
Drew with his 7th point, and a chance for an and one here.
Yeah. Once again,
Pettis and Ferguson out for Dowling.
Thanks, Mark. Checking in is Joey Capola and Mata Brua.
Free throw good. And one completed by Drew Morrow.
Once again, that finish in traffic.
Yes, indeed.
Was highly contested there.
8 points for Morrow.
Great finish.
It's 16-11. Dowling by 5 over Waukee Northwest. And the Wolves in the front court. This is Kelderman. He and Carter Van Horn play catch. Carter Van Horn coming in off the bench for Waukee Northwest. And a three-pointer up and good.
That was Manning.
That's, Henry Manning. That is his 26th 3 of the year, one of the team leaders. 16-14, Dowling's lead, and now here's a run out. Cade Hellerman down the lane, a shot no good. Ball goes off the head of Mata Brua, out of bounds to Waukee Northwest. Mata didn't see the ball come off the rim.
Excellent
or off the glass.
contest there by Drew Morrow. 2 Maroons were going for the rebound and knocked off of Mata's head accidentally.
So Montebrua, Joey Coppola in there.
Oh, Odie just checked in for
thank you, Steve.
For Charlie Stewart.
Jack Odie, a 6'3 junior, now in. 16-14 Dowling, a long three by Sanford, no good. And the rebound cleared out there by Jack Odie. Dowling in the front court. Here's Coppola with it. And you work with Odie on the right side. They try to lob it into Mata, can't do it. Dowling coaches want the ball swung around. Here's Marr with it. Three-point line extended left wing. Now on the baseline. Trying to get a shot off and can't do it, and that is Jack Odie.
Good defense at both ends of the court by both squads.
And now here's a three-pointer up and no good by Carson Brown. A rebound out to Waukee Northwest. Dowling by 2, 1:25 remaining here in the first quarter. Here's Sam Johnson for 3. His shot is no good. And the rebound out to Dowling. Both teams coming up empty in the last couple of possessions. 1:10 remaining.
Good energy, good tempo tonight, Mark.
No question about it.
Both teams are playing extremely hard on the defensive end, and they're trying to push opportunities on the offensive end.
All right, here's Drew Marr on the right side. Goes up, and the shot won't fall. Rolls over the rim.
Good take, nonetheless.
Montebrua in there to poke it around, but coming out with the rebound is Waukee Northwest and Cade Kelderman. Kelderman underneath has the ball stolen away. Bad pass by Dowling, or by Waukee Northwest. In transition, Marr for 3, it's no good. And the rebound put it out of there by Price Sanford. Sanford dribbles all the way down, backs in. It's stolen away by Montebrua. He may have an uncontested layup, and he will lay it in. It goes off the rim, and a whistle and a foul on Dowling. Tough break, and Odie will commit the foul here, Steve.
Yep, too bad. Really good help defense by Brua on a reverse dribble by Sanford. But down at the other end, he just couldn't quite finish. Rolled off the rim.
Good hustle that time by Dowling's Montebrua with the steal. Comes all the way down, and I thought he wanted to dunk it, and he heard pressure from behind.
Outstanding play.
He left it over the rim, and it rolled around the rim completely and rolled off, and then foul on Odie, fouling the ball. 16-14, Dowling by 2, and here's Sanford with it, guarded by Carson Brown. Long three by Kelderman off the back iron, no good. Ball tipped out of bounds. And I believe Tigas got a piece of it, and he did.
3.3 seconds, Mark.
Got to play for 3.3, Coach?
I would say a half-court attempt here by, looks like the point guard, Coppola.
You get 3 dribbles. He's going to have to launch it, and he does. At the horn, it's no good. And we come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 16, number 3. Waukee Northwest 14. Alongside Steve Deviney, I'm Mark Amadale. And Jeff Piggott is our studio producer. Back with the second quarter from the Dowling Gym after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
I thought you said we were going clubbing for our anniversary.
Oh, we are. Ah, yes. Here it is.
The phone.
Right. For the Challenger Club.
Do we need a reservation?
There's no reason to have reservations about helping Iowa Catholic Radio.
Are they DJing or something?
It's the soundtrack to holiness. And the Challenger Club helps by challenging other Iowa Catholic Radio listeners to give during the Carathon.
Great. Just one more question.
Yeah?
What about our anniversary?
Oh, call 515-223-1150 to join the Challenger Club today.
And welcome back to the Dowling Gym alongside Steve Deviney, Mark Amadale, Jeff Piggott, our studio producer tonight, and Dowling with the lead at the end of one quarter of play, 16-14. Waukee Northwest 4 for 4 at the free throw line, and Dowling 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Now Waukee Northwest with a corner 3 to start the second quarter, and it's good. That being by Grant Tigas, his 5th point of the night. And the Wolves take the lead. They had an earlier lead in the first quarter. Now Charlie Stewart with it underneath, reverse layup, good. He went right around Price Sanford there, Steve Deviney.
Yeah, really good move. Sanford thought he was going to pull up, and he just kept going another step.
Stewart's first basket of the night. And it's 18-17 as the teams exchange leads. And now Sanford down the lane, and he draws a foul. I don't think it might have been Quincy Ferguson reaching in, not Stewart.
Yeah, Quincy came over to help. No, they did call it on Charlie.
Yeah, they did.
I saw it the same way you saw it.
So free throws coming for Price Sanford. And the first one is up and good. Brother Peyton plays for the University of Iowa, comes off the bench. Price, a 6'7" junior. He started all 18 games during the regular season for their state championship team. Second free throw good. So Sanford tonight 4 for 4 at the line and has 9 points.
Yeah, really good shooter.
19-18. Waukee Northwest by 1. And here's Carson Brown in the lane. He leaves it short on the layup over the front of the rim. Rebound Waukee Northwest, and they come down. And a shot off the glass. Sam Johnson's too strong. Rebound Waukee Northwest. Now Sanford for 3. Good. Bryce Sanford starting to heat up. That's his second 3 of the night, Steve, and he's got 12 points.
Yeah, quick shooter. Didn't need much room to get that off, I'll tell you.
Waukee by 4, and now traveling on Dowling Catholic. The Maroons working inside. Try to set the lineups here as Drew Morrow returns to the Dowling lineup as Carson Brown will sit down. So it'll be Morrow.
Yeah. Carson's first break of the night.
It'll be Morrow, Ferguson, Charlie Stewart, along with Jalen Pettis. And also in there for the Maroons, Jack Odie, the 5 on the floor for the Maroons.
Yeah, four starters plus Odie.
Dowling starts 3 juniors, 1 senior, and 1 sophomore. Or rather, Waukee Northwest starts that lineup with 1 junior and 2 sophomores off the bench. And here's Manning's pass in the corner. Goes to Rounds, now back up top to Sanford, guarded by Stewart. And now stolen away by Quincy Ferguson. A lot of dribbling by Sanford, and Quincy shoots and scores on an uncontested layup. Good hustle by Quincy. That's his 13th steal of the year.
Outstanding steal. They're trying to provide help on Sanford's dribble penetration. That's 2 picks they've got for him.
All right, here's Manning with it down the lane, and the ball stolen away by Pettis, but here's Stewart with it on the bad pass. Outlet pass to Quincy Stewart. Quincy stops the right elbow. Now gets it out to Stewart, and Dowling will start their offense. Here's Morrow with it. Drew looking inside to Pettis. Now they do lob it into him. And a bad pass by Odie. Retrieved by Odie as it's deflected defensively by Waukee. And now Charlie Stewart's shot is blocked by Manning, or by Sanford rather, out of bounds, as the Maroons will have Davis Sheck re-enter the lineup.
He'll be checking in for the first time tonight.
Yep, for Odie. Davis Sheck, 5'11" junior, averaging 2 points, 1 rebound. The Maroons will march on. Pettis underneath. His shot off the glass short. Gets his own rebound. And his left-handed shot up and good. He went right around Grant Tigas. So
that's the strength of a defensive lineman, isn't it, Mark?
Yes, it is. Now reverse layup good by Cade Kelderman. He starts to heat up. If you get Kelderman and Sanford going, that's their 2 leading scorers.
Well, they're number 3 in the state for a reason.
They
have a lot of weapons, and the Maroons have done a great job so far tonight.
Now here's Drew Morrow on the baseline. A little 10-footer, missed everything. Rebound out to Waukee Northwest. 24-22, Waukee Northwest leading Dowling. 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter from the Dowling gym. If you joined us late, the Dowling girls, a 47-40 winner over the Waukee Northwest girls in Game 1 in Class 5A showdown. Now Waukee Northwest, what we got? No foul, just was poked out of bounds, I'm guessing, Steve.
Threw it off Maroon's leg, and they called the Maroons for kicking the ball. Coach Steelking's not thrilled with that call. There's another
Quincy
steal by
Ferguson.
the Maroons.
Ferguson picked Kelderman clean into the hands of Pettis. Dowling in transition. Marr wide open for 3. Missed the backboard, but the reverse layup good as Pettis for the offensive board. And Marr missed that shot, hit it off the glass, and Pettis right there.
Maybe had a little bit too much time to think about that off a good assist by Sheck. But there's Pettis for the cleanup.
All right, Kelderman dribble drives into the lane. Gets it to Rounds. He won't shoot it. And now Kelderman again in the lane. A little teardrop. His shot no good. Rebound Rounds. Ball slapped around. We got a whistle and a foul. And one of 3 Dowling players around Rounds will commit the foul. And they'll get Pettis for his second foul.
That's too bad. Maroons have 16 fouls, but that's the first Maroon with 2. And here comes Magruder to give him a blow. Good job by Pettis.
Yeah, Moncada coming off the bench for the first time this year, Steve.
Yeah, Pettis gave us a really good boost there in that second quarter.
Certainly did, and now Waukee with the basketball. Sanford for 3, it's short. Rebound by Round, slap near the backcourt, and Manning retrieves it. So here's Henry Manning, pull-up jumper mid-range, shot no good. Ball slapped around, and Brua comes away with it. Outlet pass to Drew Marr.
Got to secure it.
Tied at 24, Dowling and Waukee Northwest, and now traveling called on Marr as he did not retain a pivot foot. 3:50 remaining in the first half. At halftime, we'll be joined by members of the Dowling girls basketball coaching staff who earlier tonight.
Carson Brown back in for Sheck, so you've got the 5 starters back in for the Maroons with the exception of Brua, who gave Stewart a blow. Gave Pettis a blow with those 2 fouls. He walked.
Now reverse layup, no good by Sanford, and you're right. But Dowling gets the rebound, no call there. And here's Ferguson in the front court. Quincy looking for a backdoor cut by Stewart, can't get it to him. Tied at 24. We've had some empty possessions here, the last couple of possessions for each team. Morrow with it, underneath the Magruder. He's double teamed. Pass in the corner. Ferguson for 3 left corner. It's off the back iron, no good. And the rebound, Kelderman. And the Wolves of Waukee Northwest. Here's Tigas with it. Back out to Kelderman. Dowling stays man-to-man. 3 minutes remaining in the half. Kelderman coming off a ball screen by Carter Van Horn, who's in there for the Wolves. It's it back out to Manning. Coming off a ball screen again. They work the right side. This is Tigas with it in the lane. A pull-up jumper rolls off the rim, no good. Ball slapped around and saved from going out of bounds by Van Horn. To Manning. Corner 3 by Kelderman is no good, and all of that rebound Dowling. How about that, Steve?
Maroon, I'll tell you, it's not perfect basketball. All the shots aren't going in, but give both teams credit for their intensity on the defensive end. It has a lot to do with it.
Another game Dowling's involved with a lot of effort, and that's by both teams. Here's Stewart in the lane, is shot up, a little baby hook, no good. Moncada had the rebound, lost it. Now in the hands of Price Sanford. And Sanford will launch the 3, top of the key. It's off the back iron. No good. Rebound Dowling and Morrow. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, and a 30-second timeout called by Dowling. We'll keep it here with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Tied at 24, Dowling Catholic and Waukee Northwest. The Wolves come in after losing their first game of the year. They've won 10 in a row. They're now 10-1 and bumped up to number 3 in Class 4A rankings that came out by the Associated Press today. Dowling Catholic with a record of 3-6. The Maroons coming off a loss last week at West Des Moines Valley in a game they were almost on the verge of getting blown out. They were down like 24 points in the first half, came back and cut it to 6 going into the fourth quarter, and lost in the fourth quarter by 12. So we'll see what kind of Dowling team showed up. I like their effort and their energy and decision makings thus far, Steve.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. The credit that Clay Theoking and the staff deserve, and these kids too. They're fighting like they're undefeated and trying to get a ranking just like Northwest. Kids are playing hard.
All right, Dowling with the ball. Carson Brown in the ball game. His leaner in the lane is no good. Drew the foul. Went down the left side and tried the right-handed reverse layup there.
Foul on Tigas, is it?
Van Horn.
I'm sorry.
Number 23, Carter Van Horn, 6'2 junior for head coach Brett Watson in his first year as the Wolves head coach at Waukee Northwest. Came from Indianola where he coached down the Little Hawkeye Conference. Free throws no good, and Carson Brown 0 for 3 at the line tonight. Has 6 points for the Maroons.
Need this one.
Need them all. Need them all.
Need this one.
Second one up, good. Carson 1 for 4 at the line. Now has 7 points. He'll come out of the Dowling lineup, replaced in the Dowling lineup by number 40, Colin Clark, for the first time.
They're going to get Carson a little bit of treatment, I think, for his back right before halftime.
I believe so.
He's got some tightness.
His back feels like mine.
Oh, boy.
Tight. Just got over that here the last day. Probably the best, but it's still tight. All right, Waukee Northwest with the ball, and that is Tigas in the lane.
3 seconds.
And they're going to call him for 3 seconds.
Good break for the Maroons.
Dowling by 1 with 1:36 remaining. It'll be Marl, And Coppola in the backcourt along with Charlie Stewart, Colin Clark, who had a nice JV game last night, and Mata Brua on 5 on the floor for Dowling. And now they lob it inside to Stewart, and reverse layup good. He used the basket as a guide, as a defender, and scores.
No, Charlie's very good at that. Those reverse layups for him, that's a real skill that he's developed.
His twin brother Ben lit up the JV game last night. He had several threes. He had a Steve DeVinny night.
Good for him.
Several threes in the moments that I saw him while I was here with my daughter's weight training class. All right, here's Kelvin. May have got away with the three. A long three coming. It's no good by Henry Manning, but Waukee Northwest keeps the possession. Kelderman for three, partially blocked.
Great hustle by Clark on the block.
Clark got it. Lob down court, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball is deflected.
Excellent. Excellent.
Coppola and Clark saw them in the JV game, and they were playing very well.
Good hustle
shooting
by
without
Clark.
effort.
Yeah, good hustle by Clark on that. He had to come halfway across the floor to block that shot.
Dowling 27, Waukee Northwest 24. And Mata Brua with the inbounds play shoots and scores from the left wing.
A little special there called by Coach.
I don't know what they call that. The Brua special?
Well, it worked.
Sign me up.
It worked.
29-24, Dowling by 5. Maroons equal their largest lead. And now in the lane, on the pass, a foul on Dowling. Sanford with the dribble penetration. And he was fouled by Charlie Stewart, his second. Now the Maroons will substitute. They'll take out Carson Brown, offense, defense.
Looks
1-on-1 now for Waukee Northwest.
Yep, they're in the bonus.
Carson Brown out and Colin Clark back in.
Good little flurry here by the Maroons before the half is coming to an end.
Sanford with 12 points will be at the free throw line here, Steve. 1-on-1. First one is good. 87% free throw shooter is Sanford.
Yeah, he's terrific.
He's 84 of 96. Or 83 of 95, 87% coming into tonight's game, and he is.
That's a lot of free throws in 11 games,
right?
I mean,
that's a ton.
He's getting to the line.
Yeah, that's good basketball.
Yep.
And they play that at Northwest. Second free throw, good. He's perfect 6 for 6. He's got 14 points. Does Price Stanford.
Halfway to his season average, Mark.
And just a junior.
Yeah, he's fabulous player.
As Coach told me, Coach Watson said, hey, he's got all the Power 5 schools after him.
Yep.
15
seconds. Rightly so.
Yeah, 15 seconds, Dowling by 3. The Maroons trying to hold for the last shot. Here's Marr with it. Nick, guarded by Kelderman. He's going to be called for the offensive foul. They're going to call him for the push-off. And Drew with his second foul.
Wow.
It wasn't one that he thrust the forearm in, although Coach Steelkin did not agree with it. He's given the official an earful.
Boy, Coach Steelking usually doesn't talk much to the officials, and that's 3 or 4 times. He's not happy.
He wants this win tonight. He thinks they can do it. I think they can too. Kelderman loses the ball. Brua for a three-quarter court shot at the buzzer. It's no good, and we go to halftime with the Dowling Maroons leading third-ranked Waukee Northwest 29-26 here at the Dowling Gym. And we're going to have a couple of Dowling players come up here along with head coach Kristen Meyer. Julia Moore will be one of them. And, Steve, your comments before we go to break here on this first half by the Maroons, leading 29-26.
Well, you got to play 32 minutes, right? I mean, ball game's not over. And Waukee Northwest is powerful on offense. As you said coming into the broadcast, I believe they averaged 77 points a night on offense. Mm-hmm. The Maroons held them in the first half to 26. So the message will be to the Northwest players, you got to be more assertive, you got to get north and south. But this has been caused by the Maroons and their outstanding effort on the defensive end. And we're just going to hope they can maintain that intensity, and should be a great second half battle.
We hope so, and we're going to go to halftime here with the Dowling boys leading Waukee Northwest 29-26. Earlier tonight it was the 5th-ranked Dowling girls defeating Waukee Northwest, which was ranked number 11. 47-30, the final in the girls contest. Dowling girls now 12-1 on the season. And Chris Guess and the Waukee Northwest Wolves fall to 9-5. And we'll join by the career win number 100, and that is Kristen Meyer, the head girls coach, who just got her 100th victory in the game 1. She'll be joined by Julia Moore. Stay tuned for those interviews coming up. Halftime score again in the boys contest. Dowling 29, Waukee Northwest 26. Along with Steve DeVinny, Mark Amadeo from the Dowling Gym here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
60 Seconds with Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen.
The natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him, and neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. That is why those who share that Spirit understand one another so readily. To try to teach people about Christ and the mysteries of our holy faith is almost like trying to teach a blind man color, unless those people are ready to receive the Spirit of Christ himself. Now, converts who take instruction come to know that Jesus is our Lord. Where do they learn it? From the Spirit. The Holy Spirit woos the soul, draws it to a closer fellowship, to more intimate union, becomes our sanctifier, just as the Father is our Creator and the Son is our Redeemer.
The people you know and trust are on EWTN.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel, 90.9 FM KLOX Creston.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym, Tuesday night, high school girls and boys basketball. In our halftime score of the boys contest, Dowling 29 and third ranked Waukee Northwest 26. Alongside Steve DeVinny, Mark Amadale, as we are joined now by Kristen Meyer, the head girls coach at Dowling Catholic, and Julia Moore, one of the juniors on the team. And Coach Meyer, congratulations on the win tonight. We'll get this out of the way. Career win number 100 here. In what, 6 years? How long have you been here?
This is year number 6.
Five and a half, Mark.
5.5. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Well, congratulations, Coach. That was an awesome performance.
What, you have 101 at Nevada? And
yep, I think so.
100 here now. So
yep.
Great job.
Well, we
We'll
appreciate
take it. Yep, Joel's got all 100 with me here at Dowling.
Yeah, well, rightly so. Although he looks disgruntled sometimes. He even looks up to Cataldo and I during the game. I said,
Joel was fired up a few times tonight. I like it.
He was. He's fired up over the play of this young lady you have next to you, Julia Moore. As I told her, it might have been her best play of the year. Reason? Stayed out of foul trouble, and she was on the floor at the end of the game when you needed her most, and that was defensively, because you held Waukee Northwest to just 4 points in that fourth quarter after giving up, 13 or 14?
And 4 points in the second quarter, too.
Yeah. And
Julia did a fantastic job on number 24, Bartholomew, who is a very good player. But I thought Julia did awesome.
Yes, she did. We'll talk about the week. It's a week that didn't happen. No game on Friday, and you had to rearrange schedules for the snow and all that. Rightly so. You can't practice when it's not safe out. But talk about your week last week after the loss for Valley. It kind of resonated for 7 days, and you wanted to get back on the floor, I know, Friday night.
Yeah, it wasn't a great feeling last Tuesday. We didn't play horrible, just a few too many turnovers. Valley shot well. So to have to sit on that loss for 7 days, I don't know about these girls, but I was pretty fired up. I was talking to Audrey Fabry before the game started. We were saying we were ready to play. It felt like we'd been a long time since a game and a long time since we had won. So I think we were just ready to get back going and come out. We knew Northwest would be a good, solid team. So we were excited to play tonight and have a home game.
What do you attribute to, Coach, to that huge lead? You guys were up like 28-11 at one point in the first half. Was it a total?
30-11 at halftime.
32, okay.
30,
what do you attribute that to?
Defense.
Okay.
That's been the cornerstone of our game, and Julia Moore, I think, sets the tone for us defensively, and Emma and Lauren did a nice job of not picking up a third.
Yep.
But when they had a couple of their post players in there that we know don't shoot threes, we just stayed in the lane so we could help when number 24 tried to post up Julia or when people drove. So that was great. And then we got a couple steals. I thought we executed pretty well. They went to that 3-2 zone, and we had some good ball movement, hit a couple of shots. Layla Tritton, I thought, played a fantastic game, aggressive off the dribble. It was a really good first half.
Yep.
And, Coach, you mentioned Layla Tritton, but I thought Lauren Frericks got a little bit more aggressive because you like seeing her attack the glass. We know this gal who we'll talk to in a moment, Julia Moore, will attack the glass. But we have Tritton and Frericks attacking the glass. That helps, and they both hit their shots when you needed it most.
Yeah, exactly. I thought Lauren had a nice take baseline in the second half, got to the free throw line. She hit a big three for us when we went through a stretch that we had a few too many turnovers. So it was a good thing we had built that big lead up in the first half because Northwest came back strong in that third quarter, kind of changed up their lineup so they went a little bit smaller. forced us into a few turnovers, but we settled and had a better fourth quarter.
All right, let's turn the microphone over to Julia Moore, Jr. Congratulations, young lady. We had you on here before, but what a night it was. I told Coach DeVinny this might have been your best night, floor game overall.
Yeah.
And you guarded the best player for Waukee Northwest, Reagan Bartholomew.
Yeah, it was a challenge to go against her, but I watched a lot of film and kind of knew her tendencies, so I knew I had to stay locked in and keep her in front.
And you did that. You know, she's going to hit her outside shots. There's not a whole lot you can do about that, but you made her work, and as Coach Cataldo and I noted, she was very tired at the end, and a lot of that had to do with how much she had to work just to get a shot.
Yeah, I can't say I was too.
Well, you had extended minutes tonight, and congratulations to you. Usually, you're so aggressive that you're in foul trouble in the fourth quarter. Tonight, you finished with 3 fouls, and you finished the game on the floor when the clock wound down. That's the first time, I believe, this year that we've had a call.
It's been a while.
That's a credit to you, Julia, and your teammates.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that all about? You sat by Coach? Is there a reason for that? It wasn't.
Yeah.
I see.
Exactly.
Well, Julia, talk about how this win after last week at Valley, tough loss. You had a week to kind of simmer. You wanted to play Friday, but weather got in the way, and then you play tonight. So talk about the week and practice and preparing.
So obviously we were disappointed after our game on Tuesday. That was a tough loss, and it kind of sat with me, but I knew I had to prep for Johnston, and disappointed that the game was canceled, but it was kind of nice to have the day of school off. But we kept practicing hard, worked on things we needed to work on our defense, we put some new plays in, ran a couple of those tonight. Just focused in on this big game today.
All right, well, you have the rematch with Southeast Polk this Friday.
Yes.
We'll have the game on Iowa Catholic Radio, and that'll be well, Miss Daly comes to town, and she's taken that whole team on her shoulders, her second leading scorer out for the year, and she's done a great job. They're ranked 15th, so they're hoping to stay in the top 2 as far as seedings. That's very important, and that'll be a big matchup here Friday night here in the Dowling Gym.
We're excited.
I'll bet you are. Well, Julia, congratulations. Coach DeVinny, you got a word of advice for
No advice. All I would say is you guys have some good young players that are playing well. But you and Emma Gipple, as the leaders, the more experienced players, deserve a lot of credit for welcoming those kids in, giving them confidence. What do you say about the young kids and how you've brought them along?
Yeah, they've definitely filled a big role in our team. And we just have to remind them confidence and some small reminders that we know from our experience. And we don't always remember that they haven't been playing on the team for 2 to 3 years. So.
Yeah. And you
Coach
guys deserve
Marr
a lot of
reminds
credit
us.
for that, too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Julia, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to that might be listening?
My grandparents listening online and all my friends that came to watch.
All right. Congratulations on the win. Best of luck Friday night against Southeast Polk.
Thank you.
Coach Meyer, congratulations on win number 100 here at Dowling. Glad to have you. And I know you're a very modest person, but you're ready to get the next game, and that's Southeast Polk Friday. Best of luck.
I'm just glad to come away with win whatever tonight, just with a win. and Friday, now we're looking ahead to them because they'll be ready to go. So it'll be a good one.
It will. Thank you, Coach, for coming up.
Yep. Thank you both.
Thanks, guys.
Coach Kristen Meyer joined us here at halftime. We'll take a break, come back with the second half of the boys' game. Dowling 29, Waukee Northwest 26 at halftime of the boys' game. Back in 1 minute here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thought of the Day with Monsignor Frank Bagnano.
Parents, here's some sage advice from a saint who encountered all sorts of families. It is very important that children learn from their fathers and mothers how to love one another. Not in the school, not from the teacher, but from you, the parents. It's very important that you share with your children the joy and smile in your heart. There will be misunderstandings. Every family has its crosses, its sufferings. But always be the first to forgive with a smile. Be cheerful. Be happy. Great advice for home and for parents, especially when the children are small. Remember, love is caught. It's not just taught. Parents, try to grow in patience and love. The children will learn by catching it. And that is today's Thought of the Day.
And welcome back to the Dowling Catholic Gym alongside Steve Devaney, Mark Amadeus, we're underway here in the second half. Dowling boys leading 29-26. That was our halftime score, and that is our current score. We played almost a minute here into the third quarter, Steve, and lots of shots and nothing going in right now.
Yep, Dowling came out with the ball to start the half, and once again, more of the same.
Whistle and a foul on Waukee Northwest. Manning will pick up the foul.
Is that his first?
Should be his first. Team foul number
two.
Two.
Tigas just got one a minute ago.
Okay, that's his second foul.
Yep.
So 2 team fouls on Waukee Northwest, and Dowling picked up a foul, Steve.
Yeah, the foul on Dowling was on Quincy Ferguson.
So Quincy has his second foul. Maroons inbound the ball. Ferguson throws it in. It's Ferguson, Charlie Stewart, Drew Morrow, Jalen Pettis, and Carson Brown now in the lane. A shot up and no good by the Maroons. Ice cold are both teams here in the second half. Waukee running in the front court. Corner 3 up and no good. Cold shooting. That's Henry Manning with the miss on the right baseline corner from 3-point range. Rebound Dowling. In the lane, Ferguson. His shot up and it's short. Rebound Waukee Northwest and Sanford. What are we? 0 for 7 between both teams here to start the third quarter. Maroons lead by 3. Waukee playing a little dribble handoff between the guards. They leave it for Henry Manning in the lane, and his shot is up and no good. And they're going to say it was before the shot on the floor. Foul on Dowling.
Looks like Drew Morrow. Is that his third?
It is. So Drew Morrow picks up the foul. And we will see Colin Clark off the bench for Dowling replacing Drew. As Dowling was led in the first half by Drew Morrow with 8 points, 7 points for Carson Brown, 4 points for Charlie Stewart. Now in the lane, a shot no good, but Charlie Stewart will be whistled for his first foul. And free throws coming for Cade Kelderman.
Oh, they called it, I think, on Carson.
Yeah, Carson Brown.
Yeah, his first.
So Kelderman will go to the line. And Carson Brown, again, his first foul. Left-hander for Waukee Northwest. Cade Kelderman hits the first free throw. He now has 3 points. Second one coming. And it's good. 4 points now for Cade Kelderman. Waukee's second leading scorer is 29-28, Dowling by 1. Waukee was led by Price Sanford with 14 points at halftime, followed by Grant Tigas with 5. Kelderman now with 4 points. 3 points for Henry Manning. 2 points for Cade Rounds. Waukee a perfect 8 for 8 at the free throw line. For Dowling Catholic, as we mentioned, 8 points for Drew Morrow. There's now a foul on Waukee as the Maroons set their offense.
Looks like it'll be Rounds.
That'll be his first.
Each team has 3 fouls here in the second half.
So Jalen Pettis with 6 points. I mentioned Drew Morrow with 8. 4 points for Charlie Stewart. Quincy Ferguson with 2 points. Mata Brua off the bench with 2 points. And we mentioned Carson Brown had 7 points. It was shot up and no good. Rebound Dowling. Stewart for 3. Top of the key. It's no good. Fight for the rebound. Kelderman comes away with it. Dowling was just 1 of 4 at the free throw line in the first half. And now the Wolves with it. Now a long 3 by Kelderman off the back iron. No good. And we got a loose ball foul on Waukee Northwest. That'll be on Henry Manning, his second. Good box out position that time for Colin Clark.
Very good box out. Colin Clark does all the little things. In for Morrow because Drew has 3.
Reminder, next up for both teams, Waukee Northwest. Friday night travels to number 1 Ames. It'll be number 1 Ames, number 3 Waukee Northwest in the battle up there. Dowling will host Southeast Polk, who got a few votes in the latest poll. Carson Brown in the lane. His shot no good. Pettis with the putback. His shot up and good. Draws the foul as a basket will count. And the foul will be on Cade Rounds, his second.
Team 5th foul already of the second half for Northwest. Pettis will get 2.
31-20.
Or, I'm sorry, and 1. He made the shot.
31-28. Free throw no good. Pettis with 8 points tonight. Dowling's first basket of the second half. Waukee has scored 2 free throws by Kelderman. And in the lane, a shot no good by Sanford. And Pettis fouled him. Check that, not Sanford. It's Manning with the draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2.
That's Pettis just picked up his 3rd foul, Mark.
Yeah, so 14 foul on Dowling, 3rd on Pettis. Pettis got the start tonight over Mata Brua, who came off the bench. And first free throw good by Manning. Good to see that he's doing well after, like he got, when he fell, like he got hit in the jaw. Second free throw coming for Manning. He has 4 points tonight, 1 3-point field goal, and now 2 free throws. He has 5 points.
Mark, we didn't have a chance to talk about numbers at halftime, but Northwest has not missed a free throw tonight.
Yeah, they're 8 for 8. Mentioned that in the scoring. They're 8 for 8. Dowling's 1 for 4. Now 1 for 5. Steal by Waukee Northwest. Tigas with the steal. Wolves in the front court. Here's Kelderman for 3. It's no good. Rebound Dowling and Carson Brown. Cold shooting by Waukee Northwest has kept this game in low numbers.
Give the Maroons a little credit for that defensive pressure.
Underneath Brua, a head fake, a shot to the left hand, good. He went right around Rounds in the paint.
Good shot fake, and then finished on the left side with his weak hand. Beautiful move there by Brua.
Mata Brua with 4 points off the bench tonight. 4:15 remaining, third quarter, 33-30. Dowling by 3 over the third-ranked Wolves of Waukee Northwest. Here's Sanford in the lane. Double team, and they're going to call in for the travel. They'll wipe off the shot. And traveling called on Price Sanford. He was triple teamed in the lane.
Yeah, really, really good help defense again by the Maroons. Northwest has not been defended like this all season. It's safe to say. The Maroons are very athletic, and they're getting after it tonight on the defensive end.
Joey Capola into the Dowling lineup, replacing Carson Brown. Carson's got a back injury. He's trying to navigate through. It tightens up. Mata Brua underneath, a head fake, a shot off the glass, up, and good! Coach Steelking wants an and 1. There was a lot of contact, but Brua with his 6 point off the bench and gives Dowling a 5-point lead, 35-30. Timeout, Waukee Northwest. This will be a 30-second break. With 3:45 remaining here in the third quarter, Dowling by 5 over the third-ranked Wolves.
Each team with 4 timeouts remaining. And I don't know if the referees are trying to keep better control of the game in the second half, but there's been a lot more whistles called early on at least.
You always want to have control of the game. You know that from blowing the whistle for many years. And Coach Steelking, the Dowling coach, wanted an extra whistle there as Mata. Nice head fake, got players in the air. Yes, there was contact, but he shoots and scores, and they wave it all off. And I'm sure Coach Steelking had a pleasant word or two to say, hey, we like the whistles and then we don't like the whistles. Just kind of depends.
And, usually pretty mild-mannered, pretty relaxed on the sidelines. Doesn't say too much to the officials, but tonight he's been animated 3 or 4 times.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal One. I run an ISO with Price Sanford. Sanford now leads it for Sam Johnson. His shot is blocked. Rebounded by Dowling. The Maroons in the front court. Charlie Stewart tries to leave it for Brua, and he threw it away. Stolen away by Sam Johnson. The other way we go, and a steal by Dowling.
Colin Clark.
Did he get a block and a steal on 2 consecutive Northwest possessions? Wow.
Just running the court.
Here's Capola with it to Clark.
Working hard.
Clark looking inside. Nobody posting up. Leaves it for Quincy Ferguson. And now Quincy loses the ball. Stolen away by Kelderman. Down court he goes. His shot. No way, actually passed, and the shot up and good. The basket will count, the foul on Dowling. Basket by Henry Manning. That's his 7th point, and he'll have an and 1 here.
Foul on Clark.
Clark's first foul, and the 15th foul on Dowling, so both teams with 5 fouls each, with 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Free throw good by Manning.
Yeah, last 2 possessions, the Maroons have turned it over with really not without much pressure really applied by Northwest. Just bad offense. We got to clean that up.
Henry Manning with 8 points, 35-33, Dowling by 2. Maroons' biggest lead has been 5 points. The Wolves' biggest lead has been 4. Here's Brua, top of the key. Leaves it for Stewart. Maroons running their offense. Charlie coming off a ball screen by Brua. Puts up a shot. It's no good. Off the side of the backboard, but a whistle and a foul on Waukee Northwest. That'll be on Tigas.
Yeah, number 25, Tigas. His 3rd.
And it'll be the 16th foul on Northwest. Free throws coming for Charlie Stewart, who has 4 points tonight, all in the first half. And his first free throw is good. Charlie, a 45% free throw shooter on the year, as Quincy Ferguson takes a seat on the bench.
Carson Brown nursing a little bit of a sore back, but he's had a lot of blows tonight, but he's back in there now.
He's walking like I have been walking the last day or two. Second free throw good.
You guys probably hurt your back for different reasons, Mark.
Yeah, mine's old age. I won't say it was getting laundry out of the.
Oh my goodness,
that was not good. And Charlie's a little bit different, lot better. And now Bryce Sanford underneath, his shot off the glass, good.
Muscled his way in there for his first 2 of the second half.
Yeah, 16 points for Sanford. 37-35, Dowling by 2. There's Brown, top of the key it goes to Mata Brua. Lisa for Stewart. Charlie in the lane, kicks out to Mata for 3, up, good! How about that? Mata Brua with his third 3 of the year, and what a third quarter he's had. He's got 7 of his 9 points in the third, and Dowling by 5.
Yeah, when he gets his feet set, he can shoot it.
Minute 50 remaining. Corner 3 up and no good. Left it short to Sam Johnson. Rebound Dowling, and Carson Brown, bad back and all. Skies for the rebound.
Heck of an athlete.
Dowling in the front court. Here's Coppola in the lane. His reverse layup good. The basket will count. Foul on Waukee Northwest. And Coppola with a big dribble drive there.
15 the foul. Manning his third, team 7th.
So Joey Coppola with his first basket of the night here in the third quarter, and a chance for an and one.
Terrific move off the dribble. Stretched out his right hand to avoid the block shot.
Dowling with its largest lead of 7. Free throw no good. He's having the free throw bugaboo. That may come back. 42-35 Dowling. Rebound Waukee Northwest. They isolate Sanford. His shot up and good. The basket will count. The foul will be on Colin Clark.
Yeah, we knew that would be a handful for the Maroons. Colin Clark giving up 4 or 5 inches there to Sanford. Posted him up and made him pay.
So Clark with his second foul. Team foul number 5 on Dowling. And Sanford with his 18th point and a chance for an and one here. He's 6 for 6 the line. Make it 7 for 7.
It looks like they have the Maroons for 6 team fouls this half, and Waukee Northwest with 7.
19 points now for Sanford. It's 42-38, Dowling by 4. Now, bodies hit the floor. Mata Brua hits the floor. And we got a whistle and a foul on Sanford. That's his first.
Yeah, he was trying to fight over a screen, and instead.
And that is the 8th team foul on Waukee Northwest. So, Mata Brua to the line for a 1-and-1. Mata, a 75% free throw shooter, eyes the bucket. First one, good. Remember, he had that big free throw that sent the game into overtime against, or actually it was double overtime at the time at Southeast Polk back in December.
First game that he hasn't started this year.
That's correct.
And he's come off the bench with a nice effort tonight.
Second free throw good. Mata Brua. He and Jalen Pettis share that center spot. They're both defensive linemen on Tom Wilson's football team. You think they got any basketball practice in, shooting, you think, during the season? And now Sanford underneath, he shoots and scores. And Price not very happy. He's kind of upset with the officials. He's got 21 points, and Dowling's got to be careful. They've really got to make sure that they deny him the basketball as much as possible, but he is having his way. Sanford, an outstanding player. Here's Stewart with the basketball. Leaves it for Coppola. Top of the key. Now goes right side to Carson Brown. Back to Coppola, top of the key. 40 seconds remaining, third quarter. Dowling by 4. Brua in the lane. Turns. Shoots. His shot is no good. Fight for the rebound. A foul on Brua.
A flop by Sanford.
Yep, weak side block, too.
No whistle was called on the flop. They got Brua after he missed the attempt on the offensive rebound. That's his first.
So Brua with his first foul. And, you might say a flop, but Mata was surprised. No whistle.
Exactly.
And Mata just should have shot it, and he ended up taking a little longer and missed the shot when he did.
As you said, he was surprised that nothing was called. He was standing there wide open.
Free throw is no good in the front of a 1-and-1. And out of bounds off of Sanford, and they're going to give it to Waukee Northwest. So the free throw is no good.
They were going to put Drew Morrow back into the ball game with 3 fouls, but with only 35 seconds left in the quarter, they brought him back to the bench.
So Northwest inbounds the ball. Sanford with it. Plays a little two-man basketball, gives it to Manning. Now they reverse left side to Kelderman. He'll launch the 3. Left wing, off the back iron, no good. And what we got? A whistle and a foul on Cade Rounds. Rounds reaching around. That's his 3rd.
Called him for over the back, but...
and free throws coming from Mata Brua. With 22 seconds remaining, Dowling by 4, and free throws coming for Mata. This will be a 1-1 on the 19th foul for Northwest here, Steve.
Yeah, good for Mata Brua.
Coach Watson, Brett Watson, his first year at Waukee Northwest, angling for a jump ball.
Very unhappy. Boy, the coaches are both working the officials.
That's a big game. Big game. Don's got a big week. Brua, free throw up, good. Hits the front end of a 1-1. Mata, what a night he's had. 12 points off the bench, and we're just in the 3rd quarter. He had 2 points at halftime, and has got 10 here in the 3rd quarter alone. Chance for 11. Free throw up, good. Mata Brua.
I thought you were going to jinx him there, Mark.
Oh, I've given that up. Thanks. 46-40. Dowling by 6 over 3rd-ranked Waukee Northwest.
You know they're going to look for Sanford.
10 seconds remaining. Now they run their play. Northwest works the right side. They try to isolate Sanford. He's surrounded. They get it to the top of the key in the lane. A shot up and good. That's Cade Rounds at the horn with the basket. Great job by the Northwest Wolves. Rounds with his 4th point. And we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 46, Waukee Northwest 42. Alongside Steve DeVinny, I'm Mark Amadale, back with the 4th quarter from the Dowling Gym after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym. Alongside Steve DeVinny, Mark Amadale. Here is Price Sanford for 3. Good to start the 4th quarter of play. He has 24 points, and look out. He is one that can get really hot. 46-45. Dowling's lead is now 1 here, Steve DeVinny.
2-3 zone now. 2-3 zone employed by Northwest.
And here's Marr's 3 off the mark, no good. Rebound Sanford.
Drew has not shot it from the perimeter near as well tonight as he has most of the season.
Kelderman on the baseline. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds on the pass over to Henry Manning. Manning out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball through 3 quarters. Waukee Northwest 14 out of 15 at the free throw line. Dowling 7 out of 11 unofficially, Steve.
Yep. 2-3 zone. They're trying to trap these corners. Very interesting.
Dowling with the basketball. You mentioned the zone. Here's Morrow in the lane. A shot off the glass. Good! Drew Morrow with his 10th point. First basket of the second half for Drew.
Yeah, good answer by Drew to get dribble penetration.
Here's Sanford down the lane, and the shot is blocked by Pettis.
Good
and they're going to whistle a foul on Jalen. Or not.
Was it on Quincy Ferguson?
It is.
Is that right?
Yeah, on Quincy Ferguson. That's a break. Quincy with his 3rd foul. Pettis already has 3. Sanford will get 2 free throws. First one up and good.
Pettis came from the weak side and blocked that out of bounds in a tremendous block shot, but they called the foul on Pettis, who was coming from the weak side also.
25 points now for Sanford. Second free throw good. He has 26 points. to lead all scorers tonight. He had 14 at halftime, and he's come alive. 48-47, Dowling by 1. Under 7 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Dowling outscored Waukee every quarter thus far. Underneath, Stewart, he's double teamed. Gets it out to Carson Brown for three. Up, and it rolls off the rim. No good. And the rebound, Waukee Northwest, and Cade Rounds. Hands it to Sanford, who's going to run the point here now, Steve. Everything goes through him. Three-pointer by Sanford, good. Wow. Bryce Sanford with his 29th point on another three. That's his fourth of the night. 50-48 Northwest. They take the lead with 6:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Dowling with the ball. Here's Marr in the front court. Looks like the Wolves back to man-to-man.
No, they're staying in that zone.
Yep. No, they are.
Yep.
Here's Pettis with it. Kicks it out to Ferguson. Quincy in the lane. Dribble drives. Leaves it for Charlie Stewart. Kicks it out to Carson Brown. Brown with it, and we got a charging foul called on Carson. He may have thrown his right elbow to gather space, and that'll be his second foul. So Dowling jumped out to a 16-14 lead. They outscored Waukee Northwest 13-12 in the second quarter. Maroons led by 3 at halftime, 29-26. And they outscore Waukee Northwest 17-16 in the third quarter to lead 46-42. And now here's a steal by Carson Brown. Layup good. Carson with his 9th point tonight. And it's tied at 50, Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Here's Kelderman underneath. His shot no good, and Pettis will draw the foul, and that'll be his fourth in help position that time, Steve.
That's incredible.
And probably the right call, as it's underneath the Waukee basket to our left here as they shoot at the south basket here. Free throw good by Kelderman, who has a very quiet 5 points tonight. He usually averages 18.5, and the Maroons have held him to 5.
Yeah, it's kind of been a one-man show for Northwest.
Second free throw good. So Kelderman 4 for 4 at the free throw line, has 6 points.
Maroons have to keep their composure, down 2, plenty of time.
But Sanford
take care of the basketball.
Bryce Sanford, averaging 28 points, already has 29 to lead Waukee Northwest. Here's Ferguson with it. Again, the 2-3 zone by Northwest, and now a steal. Bad pass. Steal by Manning. Down court, his layup is up and good. Maroons might need a timeout. 10 points for now for Manning, and Maroons will take a timeout. This will be a full timeout. We'll take one with them with 5:09 remaining. Here in the fourth quarter, it's Waukee Northwest 54, Dowling 50 here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is the Young Catholic Minute.
Why can't gay people get married?
Because the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. We have to deal with the fact that all of creation is meant to lead us to God, so much so that He came down from heaven, became man, and gave up His life to bring us to Him in love. And while our culture gets it confused, we understand that our bodies are united with our souls, and so our love will always be expressed in and through our bodies. When we love in a sexual way, the characteristics of true love, a free, total, faithful, fruitful gift of self, are bodily realities that we must hold to. In a homosexual relationship, love can't be total or fruitful. The two can't become one flesh, nor be fruitful and multiply. Their very person, their body, prevents it. This doesn't mean that there aren't elements of true love in that relationship. There could be a deep, caring, self-sacrificing friendship, but if it becomes sexualized, their bodies have stopped telling the truth and have started living a lie. For more, youtube.com/youngcatholic.
Welcome back to the Dowling Gym. Mark Hamadale alongside Steve DeVinny as Dowling comes out of the timeout. And a steal on Dowling's possession from the timeout. Steal by Waukee Northwest. Maroons are getting careless. They trail by 4. And here's a long three by Manning. It's no good for the Wolves. Rebound Dowling and Joey Coppola. So it's Coppola, Drew Morrow, Carson Brown, the 3 guards, Charlie Stewart, and Mata Brua. Mata in the lane. He has the ball poked away right into Coppola's hands for 3. It's no good. And the rebound out to Waukee Northwest and Bryce Sanford. Dribbles in the front court, leaves it for Kelderman. Dribbles baseline, tries to feed Sanford, and is cut off in the lane. And now Sanford has the ball top of the key. That was Rounds in the lane. Sanford, a reverse layup. It's no good. Tried to draw a foul against Mata. Rebound Dowling. Here's Coppola to Stewart. Down the lane he goes. His shot up and rolls through. Gets to Steve DeVinny roll, does Charlie Stewart. He has 8 points.
Avoided traffic in the lane. They were trying to draw a charge on him.
Now here's a shot off the glass. Good, and that's Kelderman with the strong move right around Mata Brua, and Mata could have been called for a foul. First field goal of the second half for Kelderman. He has 8 points now, and it's 56-52. Waukee Northwest by 4 with 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter from the Dowling Gym. Great night for girls and boys basketball. Here's Morrow for 3. It's off the back iron, no good. And the rebound, Tigas and Waukee. Earlier tonight, it was the Dowling girls a winner as the 5th-ranked Maroons defeated 11th-ranked Waukee Northwest 47-30 in Game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader. That win for Dowling Catholic gave head coach Kristen Meyer her 100th career win here. And now in the lane, a shot good by Cade Kelderman, and he's starting to find his way. He is the second leading scorer, and all of a sudden he's heated things up to balance out Sanford, Steve. Now Brua in the lane, and they're going to call him for the travel, and all things starting to fall apart here for Dowling. They may have to get Pettis back in there with 4 fouls.
Yeah, that time Mata went up for the jumper, felt pressure coming, a block shot possibility, and then came down before he was able to try to pass it.
58-52, Waukee Northwest by 6. Wolves had it, and a whistle and a foul. Coppola from behind as he fouls Grant Tigas. And that'll be 2 shots coming. Dowling in the double bonus. They're now over 10 shots as a team, and Waukee Northwest with 9 team fouls, and 2 shots coming here as Coppola with his first foul. So 2 free throws the rest of the way for Waukee Northwest, and the first one is no good by Grant Tigas, a 52% free throw shooter who has 5 points tonight. Mata Brewer will check out, as will Joey Coppola. Quincy Ferguson in, and Jalen Pettis in for Dowling. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, Charlie Stewart and Dowling.
I think if it gets down to it, we know who we want to foul for Northwest. The only real weak free throw shooting player they have.
Here's Stewart, pass to Pettis, a shot up short, and a fight for the rebound. They say it went off Charlie Stewart as he was battling Tigas for the ball. And Maroons with full court pressure, trailing by 6, 2:35 remaining. Now here's Sanford with it. To Kelderman, across the timeline, right in front of the Waukee Northwest bench, dribbles to the free throw line, now backs out. Dowling stays man-to-man, Ferguson on Kelderman, coming off a ball screen in the lane. Pass goes to Tigas, and he dribbles across court. And leaves it for Manning, and he's fouled. And he'll go to the line. Foul on Dowling. This will be on, I believe, Drew Morrow, his 4th. Drew with 10 points tonight. And free throws coming for Henry Manning, who also has 10 points. He'll have 2 here. First one up, good. 11 points for Manning as Waukee Northwest dresses 3 seniors, 8 juniors, and 4 sophomores. Second free throw good. He has 12 points now, does Manning. And a timeout on the floor. This will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. The Wolves now with their largest lead of 8 points over Dowling Catholic. It's 60-52 with 2:06 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And what a run by the Maroons, but right now Waukee, they found Kelderman, their second leading scorer, Steve, has really done a nice job here in this fourth quarter as he has contributed 2 field goals and 2 for 2 at the free throw line, and the Maroons have not answered.
No, they changed tempo a little bit on the Maroons by going to that 2-3 zone. Maroons have had some decent looks, but a poor shooting night for the Maroons on the perimeter. Their defense kept them in the game through 3 quarters, but been outscored here in the fourth quarter a lot to a little. Only 6 points for the Maroons so far in the fourth quarter.
All right, it's Ferguson and Carson Brown, Quincy Ferguson, Carson Brown, and Drew Marr, along with Charlie Stewart and Jalen Pettis, the 5 starters on the floor. And Stewart dribbled from one end to the other and loses the ball out of bounds. Turnover against Dowling. Tough break there. Full court pressure by Dowling. And now the ball slapped, and on the baseline, it'll be Dowling basketball. Maroons force a turnover. They still have life as Kelderman tried to field an errant pass and slapped at it, and the ball was slapped on the baseline out of bounds. And now here's Pettis off the glass. Good. Jalen Pettis with his 10th point.
Much needed hoop there for the Maroons.
Getting his first start tonight. 60-54, Waukee Northwest by 6. Here's Kelderman in the front court. Splits the defenders and now gets it across the timeline. And they'll play catch. Here's Henry Manning with it. His pass stolen away by Drew Marr. His layup good. Uncontested layup for Drew. And he's got 12 points. And a timeout called.
Threw it right to Drew Marr. Just an errant pass there by
Kelderman.
By the Northwest point guard.
So 60-56. We'll take a full timeout. Minute 30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Waukee Northwest 60, Dowling 56 here in this boys contest. Girls game won by Dowling 47-30 in game 1 of our doubleheader. We'll be back to the Dowling Gym after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
What is the best gift ever? Giving a Catholic education is at the top of my list. Your contribution to CTO helps families send their children to our Catholic schools who otherwise could not afford it. In giving to CTO, you receive the best tax credits ever. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Golden Rule Heating and Cooling. Since 1999, Golden Rule Heating and Cooling has been supporting customers with their rules to live by: respect, understanding, loyalty, expertise, and service. GoldenRulePHC.com.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym as out of the timeout, Waukee Northwest breaks the press, and a foul called on Jalen Pettis, and he will foul out of tonight's game. Steve DeVinny with 10 points. He has 5 2-point field goals, 0 for 1 from the free throw line for 10, and going to the free throw line will be Henry Manning again for Waukee Northwest. Every free throw is a 2-shot attempt, and the first one is good. Manning now with 13 points. He'll have another here, Steve DeVinny.
Maroons cut it to 4. Unfortunate foul on the press right there. And now the deficit is 6 again.
Yep, 14 points now for Henry Manning.
Need a quick one, minute 24 to go.
He's 7 for 7 at the line, 62-56. Dowling over Waukee Northwest. Final minute 15 of the fourth quarter. Matabrua in the lane, a shot blocked by Sanford. Into the hands of Kelderman. Kelderman in the front court. Trying to play a little keep away. Guarded by Ferguson, double teamed by Marr. Leaves it for Manning. And now reaching foul on Stewart, and Manning will go back to the line. So Charlie will pick up his 3rd foul. Again, the Maroons over the 10-foul limit. So a bonus, double bonus now for Waukee Northwest. They've been in it for a couple minutes. And Manning back to the line. He has 14 points.
Coaching staff was trying to employ the kids to foul Kelderman rather, and Manning has been nails from the line tonight, and he's back on the line again.
Yeah, Kelderman's an 84% free throw shooter. Manning's at 83%. I think you want to have Rounds or somebody like that to foul. 2nd free throw good. And Henry Manning, the 6'1 junior, 16 points for Waukee Northwest, 64-56. The lead is 8. Now another steal. Ferguson has the ball stripped out of his hands. Sanford in the backcourt, guarded by Stewart. Double teamed by Marr. Breaks through it. And the ball nearly stolen away, and they're going to give it to Dowling. As hitting the deck was Sanford, and they had the ball. They say it went off his leg.
I think the call was right.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was.
Waukee coaching staff didn't think so. They were too close maybe. Now bad pass.
Goodness.
Stolen away by Kelderman, and he'll just hold the ball, wait for his teammates to get across the timeline. Now passes over to Manning. They just play keep away. As Kelderman with the ball, 25 seconds remaining, and Waukee Northwest leads by 8. Dowling still attacking, and now a timeout called by the Wolves. We'll keep it here. It's a 30-second timeout. I want to thank our supporters and sponsors tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. They include Ashworth Vision Clinic, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Construction Professionals, Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Dental Associates. I want to remind you that you can listen to Iowa Catholic Radio anytime at iowacatholicradio.com, the Iowa Catholic Radio app that's free, and through the Iowa Catholic Radio Alexa skill. So those are some of the options to listen to Iowa Catholic Radio. Reminder, Dowling will host Southeast Polk in the second time this year. Dowling boys losing in double overtime the last time the two teams played. Dowling girls winning the first time they played. And how about this matchup? Friday night up in Ames. Number 1 Ames against number 3 Waukee Northwest, as Northwest travels to the Little Cyclone Country.
Yeah, it'd be a heck of a contest up there. Oh.
Now a foul from behind. Carson Brown with the foul on
Carson
Sanford.
Was trying to pick.
That'll be his third. 2 fouls, 2 free throws coming for Price Sanford, who has 29 points. At least I have him for 29.
Yep, the official board has him for 27.
That's not official.
We'll have to add that up here, Marr.
First free throw good. That gives him 30. Official book is Mr. Oddie sitting in your former stripes. You guys just pass those striped shirts down to the official scorers.
Whatever you have to do for the ball club.
31 points unofficially I have Sanford as he makes them both. He's a perfect from the line tonight. 8, 10. He's 11 for 11 at the free throw line. Dowling gets a shot off. It's no good, and that'll do it. 2 seconds remaining, and that'll do it. 66-56. Waukee Northwest shows why they're the number 3 team in Class 5A. They pick up the win on the road, 66-56 over Dowling Catholic, as the Maroons fall to 3-7 on the year, and Northwest improves to 11-1. Congratulations to Brett Watson, J.R. Engel, the assistant coach, along with David Combs, former assistant coach here at Dowling Catholic, as the Wolves come away with the win, 66-56 on the road, Steve.
Good old Combsy. Tough loss tonight for the Maroons, I'll tell you. They really went toe-to-toe for the first 3 quarters, and then when Northwest went to that 2-3 zone, it just changed tempo, and Maroons just couldn't buy a basket in the fourth quarter. They turned it over 3 or 4 times, and you can see why Northwest is highly rated. They just seem to put everything on the shoulders of their superstar, Sanford, and a great free throw shooting team as well. Basically finished it up at the free throw line. They once again shot 80% plus. You'll have the numbers here shortly, but a great night shooting from the charity stripe by Northwest. And unfortunately for the Maroons held these guys in check. 14 points in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up 12 in the second quarter. They gave up only 16 in the third quarter. But with the game on the line in the fourth quarter, Sanford and Manning went to town, and Northwest finished with 24 points in that fourth quarter. Unfortunately, to pull away from the Maroons, 66-56.
You're exactly right, Steve. The Maroons outscore Waukee Northwest the first 3 quarters of the contest, but Northwest outscores Dowling 24-10 in that fourth quarter to win it 66-56. We'll total up the scoring and some of our unofficial statistics here from the Dowling Gym. I want to thank everybody involved with our contest, including Jeff Piggott, our studio producer. And we'll come back for the postgame show, and I think Coach Theo King may join us. He said he might, regardless of what happens, so we'll see. We'll take a break and come back with postgame statistics. Final score once again here at the Dowling Gym. It was Waukee Northwest 66, Dowling Catholic 56. The Maroons fall to 3-7 on the year, and Waukee Northwest improves to 11-1, and just recently anointed the number 3 team in Class 4A out of the AP rankings that came out late yesterday. We'll take a break. Along with Steve DeVitti, I'm Mark Amadale here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is Dale Alquist with a Chesterton Minute. How
many times have you heard the complaint that church is boring, that we just do the same things over and over again? Well, the problem is not that church is boring, it's that we are bored. We are the problem. And not just with church, but with everything else. We have lost our childlike sense of wonder. G.K. Chesterton says the children have abounding vitality, and yet they want things repeated and unchanged. They always say, "Do it again," and the grown-up person does it until he's nearly dead. For grown-up people are not strong enough to exult in monotony, but perhaps God is strong enough to exult in monotony. It's possible that God says every morning, "Do it again" to the sun, and every evening, "Do it again" to the moon. Want more than a minute? Chesterton.org.
Hey, we're back here at the Dowling Gym alongside Steve DeVinny, Mark Emmerdale. I want to thank Jim Cataldo, my cohort in Game 1, the girls' game, won by Dowling. Dowling girls defeating 11th-ranked Waukee Northwest in Game 1, 47-30. Dowling girls ranked 5th, and they're now 12-1. And here in the boys' contest, it was Waukee Northwest 66, Dowling Catholic 56. And Coach DeVinny, first of all, glad to have you back. You are just, embarrassing everybody with your tan. Cataldo couldn't wait to get out of here because there's no way that he could get that forehead of his tan when it's 0-degree weather. And I'm sitting over here way at the end of our bench here behind the Dowling bench. But glad to have you back. And what a night it was. Exciting game, but it was too much Waukee Northwest. You can see why they're the third-ranked team in Class 4A. And they proved it tonight with a come-from-behind win. That's a mark of a good team. Come from behind on the road here at Dowling. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, give those guys credit. Fantastic team. What did you say, 26 out of 29 from the charity stripe?
Yeah, that's what the Wolves were.
And the Maroons didn't have a great outside shooting night. I believe on the night maybe they had just a pair of threes. Mata Brua had one in the third quarter, and Drew Morrow to start the game had a three.
That's correct.
And that was it. I mean, I think the Maroons average probably 7 or 8 made threes, 6 or 7 per game. And tonight they get 2. So the defense kept them in it the first 3 quarters. They played with some great intensity. They got balanced scoring throughout. But in the fourth quarter, Northwest went to that 2-3 zone. Maroons didn't have any answers. They turned it over 3 or 4 times. And when you shoot 26 out of 29 free throws, that's going to win some ball games too. So
yeah, it certainly will. And again, Northwest improves its record to 11-1 on the season, ranked 3rd in Class 4A. And as I talked to Coach Brett Watson in his first year, he was the Indianola coach the last 5 or 6 years. He said, "Hey, we had 2 guys that played. Sanford started for their Waukee State Championship team last year. The final year is one combined school. Then they split off, and then Sanford and Cade Kelderman, who came off the bench, his sister was a tremendous player for Waukee last several years. They're the only 2 with experience, and maybe one other player. Everybody else, this is the first year they wore a varsity jersey. Everybody else was kind of playing intramurals, and the Cade Rounds, the Grant Tigas, who does the little things. But Henry Manning, a nice night out of him, came in averaging 11.5 points. He was stellar there in that second half. He had 3 points at halftime, 13 points in the second half did Manning have, including at the free throw line where he went 9 for 9 for 16 points. And he was their second scorer as Kelderman came on late, though. But that was a nice combo. And, somebody has to step up. Every team needs that. And for Waukee, I thought besides Sanford, it was Henry Manning.
Yeah, no, he iced it, helped ice the victory from the free throw line. As you said, 9 of those points in the second half out of his 13 were at the free throw line. And interesting to note, Maroons had 8 kids score, so they did have some other kids involved tonight. Drew Morrow with a subpar perimeter shooting night, but Waukee Northwest only had 5 players score. But when you have one of the finer players in the state get 31, you might not need as much balance.
That is true. Let's take a look at the scoring tonight as Waukee Northwest will start with the visitors. Again, they improved their record to 11-1, third ranked in Class 4A. They had 3 players in double figures, led by Price Sanford with 31 points. He went 11 for 11 at the free throw line. And Henry Manning, now Sanford's a 6'7 junior. Henry Manning, a 6'1 junior, finished with 16 points. And he had quite the night at the free throw line. He went 9 for 9 at the line. 10 points for Cade Kelderman. He went 4 for 4 at the free throw line, had 2 points at halftime, and hit a pair of field goals in that fourth quarter. He finishes with 10. Then rounding out scoring for Waukee Northwest was Grant Tigas with 5 points, and Cade Rounds with 4 points. Carter Van Horn got in the ball game for the Wolves. He did not score, and neither did Sam Johnson, who got in. I'm not sure if they go 7 deep. I didn't have an 8th player get in.
I don't think they did tonight.
Okay. The 8th player would have been Andrew Coase, and I did not have him in the books. For Dowling Catholic, the Maroons had 3 players in double figures, as head coach Clay Thielking will join us here in the postgame show. Mata Brua leading the way off the bench with 13 points, followed by Drew Morrow with 12. 9 points for Carson Brown, 8 points for Charlie Stewart. Jalen Pettis with 10 points in a starting role as Mata came off the bench. And then rounding out scoring, Joey Capola off the bench with 2 points, and Quincy Ferguson with 2 points. As the Maroons went 7 of 11 at the free throw line. Waukee tonight 26 for 29 at the line, as the Wolves outscored Dowling 24-10 in the fourth quarter to win it 66-56. We'll take our final break, come back with head coach Clay Thielking of Dowling Catholic. Again, the final, it was Waukee Northwest 66, Dowling 56. And we'll be back with our final thoughts and an interview with head coach Clay Thielking here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com. What is the best gift ever? Giving a Catholic education is at the top of my list. Your contribution to CTO helps families send their children to our Catholic schools who otherwise could not afford it. In giving to CTO, you receive the best tax credits ever. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at the Dowling Gym for our final thoughts for the final time tonight. Final score in the boys' contest. Waukee Northwest comes from behind, defeats Dowling Catholic 66-56, and in game 1, the girls' game, it was 5th-ranked Dowling defeating 11th-ranked Waukee Northwest by the score of 47-30. Alongside Steve DeVinny, Mark Amadale, we're joined by the head boys basketball coach Clay Thielking here at Dowling. And Coach, thanks for joining us. And what a game, boy! It was a great game to watch. That fourth quarter, I'm sure you want that back. You get outscored 24-10 in the fourth quarter. But you had to be pretty happy. Let's talk about the first half. You go into halftime leading by 3. Physical game, yes, but your guys were standing in there with this third-ranked team out of Northwest. And I'm impressed with your post play. I mean, you start Jalen Pettis tonight. He has 10 points. And then Mata Brua comes in off the bench with 13. And that's the way to work your post. You get 23 points out of 2 post players.
Guys were really good. Those guys were really good. And we thought that we could do some damage in there with those 2, and they did. I was really proud of them. Jalen got his first start, and he showed why. And Mata handled, it's not a demotion, but just, coming off the bench, did a really good job handling that and contributing in the right ways, and those guys gave us a huge lift tonight. I'm really proud of both of those guys. That's big for us, and we need that going forward.
You have a young man in Price Sanford, junior, Power 5 recruit, and he's getting all letters, as Coach Watson told me earlier. But defending him and staying with him throughout the game. I know he had 14 points at halftime. He finishes unofficially with 31 is what I have him for. But, Coach, I thought it was a team effort controlling the rest of the team. Cade Kellerman, the second leading scorer, you held him to 10. Manning had a big second half at the free throw line for Waukee Northwest. But really trying to identify and give a lot of help defense. And I thought you guys really bought into that. And before foul trouble caught you in the fourth quarter,
they really did. They did a great job. Price is really good, and you're not going to stop a kid like that. We wanted to make him earn whatever he got and make it tough. And I thought we did that. He's good. You got to tip your hat. And you're right. They scored a lot from the free throw line. They're 26 of 29 from the free throw line, and that's going to win a ton of games. And we're like 7 of 11, and so that the free throw discrepancy kind of speaks for itself. That's a game changer right there. I credit them. It is what it is, and they've been doing that all year. They get there a lot and they make most of them, and that's what good teams do. That's what good teams do, and they did that again tonight.
Coach, what about we talked off air before you came back in terms of you had a nice lead at the end of the third quarter up by 4, and then they threw the 2-3 zone at you, which you hadn't seen all night. That was a contributor. What did your guys do or not do against that zone?
I thought we stood a little bit. We got a little hesitant. We stopped cutting and moving and getting into gaps. Played on our heels a little bit, and that leads to turnovers. We called a few sets that we didn't execute. It just rattled our guys a little bit, and we'll learn from that. Then we got some good ones that didn't go, and then it messes with your head a little bit, and it snowballs. But to our guys' credit, they fought. They fought back, and it's a 4-point game with 90 seconds left, and I thought we were in a pretty good spot. But it's tough when they're not missing on the free throws on the other end. They kind of keep you at bay, and we just couldn't get back over the hump.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, what an effort. Anybody else you want to recognize tonight on your team? I know at halftime, what was I guess I didn't maybe phrase it right, but your thoughts at halftime, having the lead, you were doing some things, and you knew adjustments were coming both out of Coach Watson and yourself.
Yeah, we talked about helping on Price a little bit earlier on his dribble penetration, but we were happy with how our guys competed and executed in the first half on the defensive end. And we thought they did the same thing in the second half, really. I thought late in the game, I thought Kelderman had some tough finishes, and he woke up a little bit there. And they got a few guys that hurt us, and that's what they've been doing all year. But, no, the foul trouble we were worried about. We had three guys with 2 fouls at halftime, and they did a pretty good job playing with those fouls. It kind of messed with our rotations a little bit, but I'm proud of our guys. I can't ask for more than what they gave us tonight. So we just got to keep moving in the right direction. It's a gut punch for sure, but they see what they're capable of, and we got to come back tomorrow and just keep working.
Well, you're 10 games in the season, and I know that there's a lot of games left. There's 11 games left, and it starts again. You play Southeast Polk, one of 2 teams I think you're playing for the second time this year. Double overtime over there, a game that kind of slipped away, but you get them here Friday night. The Rams, it was 76-72 and 2 overtimes over at their place before Christmas, and you got the Rams here Friday night. And then what's this Saturday afternoon deal up at number 1 Ames? Because Waukee Northwest plays them Friday night. They'll get them warmed up for you. You go to number 1 Ames on Saturday.
Yeah. Trying not to think about that one at the moment.
We'll just start with Southeast Polk.
Yeah, we'll worry about the Rams for the next few days, and then it'll be fun Saturday though. We won't talk about that till Saturday. Obviously a great test, and hopefully Northwest wears them down a little bit Friday night.
There you go.
Hey, Coach, one thing that I'll say before we quit, you had talked about the fact that you guys didn't get off to a very good start at Valley, obviously, and the practices that you had since then must have been more intense. I really thought, to your point tonight, the kids gave unbelievable effort, and they competed. Obviously didn't get the job done, but you had to be pleased with how they came out and how they fought.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be more proud of them for that. It's a team effort. The guys on the bench are into it. It's the way we need. That's what we need to do to have a chance. We're outmanned a little bit at times, but you can overcome some of that stuff with just your fight and your grit. And our guys are buying into that. It's a daily thing. It's a habit, and we've got to keep working on it on a daily basis. So when we get to game day, it's there, and our guys will do that.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. We look forward to Friday night. It's always good on Friday night. Hopefully we'll play this Friday. We won't get the weather. We'll get the cold weather, but not the snow. And What do you think of Davini's tan? He leaves the NBA program for 2 weeks. My brother's at Cancun for the last 2 weeks. I think these guys they come back with tans, and here we are. They're living the life.
Yeah, we're shoveling and pale and
back injury. I have the same back as Carson Brown because mine is wrenched, and I feel sorry.
Steve's complaining about sunburns, and we're complaining about frostbite. Hey, he's living the good life. We'll get there someday.
That's
Mark.
what happens when you're an empty nester and nobody cares about you. You just leave
Listen
town.
to you.
Nobody even knew I was gone.
So they give him the title of Coach NBA, and then now people, they make him feel sorry for him. Yep. That's how it works. Yep. Well, Coach, appreciate you coming up, and we'll certainly talk to you Friday. Stay healthy. No more snow shovel, but stay warm. This below zero stuff the next few days. I know the kids walk out like, they're in shorts and stuff. Right. This is dangerous stuff, so hopefully they will note that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
That's Clay Thielking, the Dowling boys basketball coach, and that'll wrap things up tonight. Davini, I know we kind of picked on you a little bit, but when you come walking in this gym with all our, prominent skin, brighten up we don't even need lights. You come in with this dark tan. I don't know. But you knew you were going to take some grief.
Yeah, dark tan and me don't go together. But if you saw my wife, you'd know she's been out of town. But anyhow, let's come back on Friday. We owe Southeast Polk one from that tough loss. We led at the end of third quarter in the boys' game before Christmas by 15. Went to overtime and lost. So looking for a little revenge on Friday for the boys.
There you go. Well, Steve, we'll see you then. Thanks for all you do. And
thanks,
I think
Mark.
the NBA guys are glad to have you back, having an extra coach out there. Somebody's got to keep an eye on John Marshall.
Yes, exactly, John Marshall.
Who else is helping you?
Kevin Oddie, Steve DeGroat. No, it's been a great group of kids and a nice group of coaches. We'll have the kids from MBA introduced on Friday.
Great.
This Friday during the halftime of the boys' game.
Halftime of the boys' game. Now, do you need to leave halftime of the boys' game to go down? You should.
Well, you don't need me to help interview Coach Meyer.
Coach Meyer. But you go down, and I want when Denny O'Grady introduces you and the group to be down there, not up here on radio.
Absolutely.
So we'll excuse you for 10 minutes or so, whatever you need, Coach.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Steve. That's Steve Davini, my broadcast partner. I want to thank him, along with Jimmy Cataldo. That'll wrap things up from the Dowling Gym tonight. Again, the final score is Dowling girls a winner in Game 1, 47-30 over Waukee Northwest. Dowling girls now ranked 5th in Class 5A. They improved to 12-1. Waukee Northwest ranked 11th in Class 5A. They fall to 9-5. And in the boys' contest, it was Waukee Northwest coming from behind, outscored Dowling 24-10, overcoming a 4-point disadvantage in the through 3 quarters. They outscored Dowling 24-10 in the fourth quarter to win it 66-56. Dowling boys now fall to 3-7 on the year. Waukee Northwest improves to 11-1 and ranked 3rd in Class 4A. Our thanks to our business underwriters and supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio in our 45th year of broadcasting Dowling Catholic Sports. Our thanks to Colleen Webb, Michael Connor, Tom Wilson in the Dowling Athletic Office. And our thanks to the Waukee Northwest Wolves, the head coaches and the girls, Chris Guest, the boys coach Brett Watson, Jim Dewey, their athletic director, and Wendy Ritzmeyer, their athletic secretary. Thanks to everybody in their office for all they do to support our broadcast. Our thanks to Clay Thielking and Kristen Meyer, the Dowling coaches. Coach Meyer got her 100th career win here at Dowling Catholic in the girls contest. Our next broadcast will be this Friday night, as you heard Steve and Coach Thielking talk about. It'll be Dowling hosting Southeast Polk for the second time this year. The pregame show gets underway at 6 o'clock right here at the Dowling Gym, and the girls will tip off at 6:15. The boys to follow at 7:45. So once again, for my broadcast partners, Jimmy Cataldo and Steve Davini, I'm Mark Amadale. Our studio producer is Jeff Piggott. And for everybody involved, the final score for the final time tonight in the boys contest, it was Waukee Northwest 66, Dowling Catholic 56. And in the girls contest, it was Dowling 47, Waukee Northwest 30. For Steve Davini and Jimmy Cataldo, and for our studio producer, Jeff Piggott, I'm Mark Amadale. From all of us here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formalware. Thank you for supporting the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.